are. Ladies and gentlemen, you are very welcome to beginner's bracket number 10. My god, it's been 10 of these so far. But I am not alone. I am joined today with the wonderful, the amazing Suusuri. Sue, how are you keeping today?
Hello, hello. I'm doing pretty well. I got some coffee, drinking some coffee.
At this
Did
hour of
some
at
did
this hour
some
of the afternoon, it's kind of needed. Gamer hours are required.
did some funny things with Enda.
You would never in a million years. I'm so serious all of the time. Didn't you know that, Sue? That's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're always serious.
No funny business ever.
How was
But
making your bed, by the way?
it was one of the most emotional experiences I've ever had in my life. It was emotionally draining to the extent that I reckon that I think we're just gonna call the tournament here. I'm too EP now. I think
Oh
they
yeah,
just got AJ
yeah.
out. Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone. It's been great. We'll talk to you all. But no, first of all, I just want to thank Mendobot for the sub, absolute legend. Escafrigid for the resub. Thanks to stochastic. There we go. That was harder to say than not. And Osiris J. Thank you all so much for your subs. The community support has been absolutely unreal. And it definitely encourages me to make more of these. But yes, we are just waiting for Mantis Female to get in World. But now it is going to be A2 versus Mantis. And A2 has been playing these tournaments fairly regularly. A completely new player when she came in. And now she's starting to very much hold her own. And I think, were you around yesterday? Were you around not yesterday, but for the last tournament? I don't believe you were. A2's been pretty much rocking sides. I've seen her take out Gugs and a few other things. She's been doing really, really well. So I'm super stoked to see what she's going to take out today. But looking at the bracket, Suwu, of the players who are here, who are you most excited to see fight?
Well, gonna be honest, I don't recognize too many people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I am pretty excited to see. Well, one, I do recognize Poisson,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I see Alter in here, so I'm definitely interested to see how those two will handle a tourney like this.
Yeah. Alter's been in a couple of these, and of course would never enter on a 137 character by mistake. That would be outrageous. And
Oh, I'm sure.
nah, he wouldn't do that.
Not
But
the Mason build.
what happened to Mason, guys? I think we should pick that in the main chat. But either way, let's just take a quick peek at the builds. That is the wrong one. There we go. Hello, hello. It is going to be A2 on the Dex build with the fancy new scythe. I'm super, super stoked to see how he does. And the Ice Rind, is it Ice Rind? I can never pronounce that word correctly.
I'm not
Off
sure.
hand axe. So that's going to be pretty interesting. It seems as though Mantis is going to be rocking the Rakshasa, which is a hard word to say. Try and say that 3 times.
Rakshasa.
And then on both on Dex. Is Dex the new strength? Was that where we are now at this stage?
I mean, considering the amount of DLC weapons that rely on Dex, at least like, I would assume that Dex is probably going to be more popular.
Yeah, especially considering you have access to both patas, even though they are pretty restricted on this rule set. And you also have access to your great katanas and all that shenanigans. But I'm going to be super stoked to see how this and Suwu give us the count in.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
And away goes the bolt, and both players are going to be drinking their physics, having a little bit of a sup. But it's going to be A2 in red, Mantis in blue. And we do see that consumable come out. I've seen an awful lot of people use that, Sue. What do you make of it? The funny flame thing.
Well, I personally, I have an issue with the flame thing. It tends to hit me quite often.
Yeah, I have had that problem too. It's pretty reactable. We see here there though that it has some interesting angles on the attack there. As we are going to see A2 actually manage to get a decent amount of damage there. Actually pulling through here. A2's good reaction rolls here. Goes for that run attack, but the strafe into the rolling attack that comes out there. Good rolls here on the side of A2. The roll discipline is really something. Force back now. We are going to see Mantis female space out that running attack there. Good use of the run R2 there on the side of A2. I think that was actually kind of a good read that they were going to see an attempted strafe here again. Goes for the weapon art. Force manages to get interrupted though. That Great Cat is definitely able to put up some hurt, but that anti-air comes through into the rest of the weapon art. A2 is doing an exceptional job here, Sue.
Yeah, no, that like this is definitely the gameplay of gameplay. Oh my god, into the I forget what that ash is called, but the
weed whacker. We're just gonna call it the weed whacker, I think.
The weed whacker has like some really nice range. I guess the second hit would be.
It's kind of
an A2.
It's kind of a frame trap, really, though, isn't it? I feel like I've rolled it out a few times and end up getting hit by the second part of it pretty frequently.
Yeah, no, it tends to catch pretty often, especially if you're already up close. Mantis did take the win there.
Yes, she did indeed. Mantis female up 1, A2 still on not. No, it was a damn fine fight though. A2 did a really good job of playing really patient, which she kind of has to. The Grey Katana, especially with the Rakshasa, having that hyper armor and stuff. And just to make sure that we have Rune Axe, A2? Rune Arc, maybe? I'm not sure
Rune
if
Arc is for...
Yeah, oh, there we go. We're gaming. And get that little bit of an extra heal in there as well. 250 to 270. Uruguay. Poke. Alright, well, I think we're good and ready to go. Both players are full. Sue, give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. And we are going to see the physics. We are... I believe A2 is using... Is that the... Are we seeing the use of the endurance tier here on the side of A2? I'm not sure. No, I say endurance, the stamina tier. Oh, tries to go for that weapon art, but gets hit.
Ooh.
Nicely done.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that running attack comes through here to try and get that nice bit of pressure. The crouch attack then just to follow up. Force back in now. We're going to see that, punishing that empty jump there is the side of Mantis. A2 is quite low here. Force back. Good jump comes through there from A2 as we see that trade come out. But the Weed Whacker comes out once more. And no, it does seem as though it is the normal G-Cat. Unfortunately. I was incorrect with the Rakshasa. Yeah, GG's again. And again, this is a best of 5. So it's first 2-3 here. Mantis is currently up 2-0. Will we see some adaptations here on the side of A2? What does A2 need to do to approach this fight?
Honestly, just keeping distance, but Great Cat's really hard to keep distance from due to how the hitbox is and how long it is.
Yeah.
But considering, I think A2 is being a little bit too fancy with her movements, so I do think it should be a little bit more passive or something else to complement the Scythe more, but it looks like A2 swap setups.
Yeah, and switching between having Great Cat and using the Scythe here, but let's so we'll give us the count in again here and let's see how this one pans out.
3, 2, 1.
Allez, and the physics are drunk. Oh, A2 never rune arced. Oh no! Oopsie daisies. Unfork bestie moment as we see the running attack come through from Kilo here on the side of Mantis, but we have the off Grey Cat here on the side of A2 who does manage to get that interrupt, going for that little bit of a mash there. Force back now once again, tries to get that little bit of pressure, tries to go for a standing R1, force back, good roll. Goes for that trade here, but she cannot afford to keep taking these trades as she does elect to use the weaponer to get out there. Using the flame thingy, whatever the hell that's called, I'll remember it yet. As we are going to see the Great Cat mirror comes out here. Goes for that trade, unfortunately a hitbox moment, but we are going to see Mantis's Ash interrupted there as we see the Weed Whacker come out here on the side of A2, but that trade with that nuclear damage. And oh me oh my. Mantis female takes that in a sweep. GG's to both. What are your thoughts so far on that match and kind of what we've seen all the way through there. Susu.
Well, so far, definitely, Great Cat, Hyper, the range. It's just it is something. It's definitely rough to deal with, especially if you're using a setup like Scythe with
Mm-hmm.
offhand axe or something like that. I do really like A2's play style of the I do like how they use the weapon art of the Scythe to get out of things or to get behind. Because you can kind of get away with a backstab on that slightly.
Yeah, for sure.
Uh, but ultimately, I think the weed cutter with the Rashasha and the weed cutter just ends with the hyper and just the catch. It ends up being a bit better than that setup.
Yeah, for sure. I think that side is one of those setups that it was in bad need of some form of buffing. I actually yeah, and you are correct, Lady Lover. It is only the Rakshasha that has the hyper armor. We did see the Rakshasha come out here on the side of A2, which was quite nice. Oh man, it's kind of a hard matchup as well. Just as we're waiting for both Kiwasao and Osiris to get in here, but if I notice on side, it plays an awful lot like Halberd, which I think is kind of interesting in the sense that both of them really do struggle quite badly against hyper armor. You know, the Halberd main hand, it everything is reactable. You can kind of punish it. Same with the scythe. The only thing that scythe has going for it above Halberd, I find, even with an offhand, is it is some really nice anti-airs that are really consistent, which can just really cut down that air game because you always have that croucher one into the mix, which I think is mwah, mwah, chef's kiss. It can be
Mwah.
really nice. What? The crow, real?
Ooh-ah.
But yeah, I think that sides definitely has some plays that can kind of it can bounce off of. But it's kind of reliant still on the opponent kind of messing up in some respect as we are just waiting for our contestants to get in. Kibasau is in. And I believe Osiris is getting in world here as well, so we can take a quick peek over at the builds, assuming they're working, which they might be. And we just see Kibasau here is going to be electing on a side as well. Okay, is this the day of the side?
That's like a normal size too. That's just the regular.
I personally find this is maybe a personal preference thing. A cult side with Poison Mist with an off Wakazashi or any offhand really is a really nice build. And we do see Osiris here, offhand Pata, main hand dismounter. Okay,
Interesting.
lads, you have my attention. You in fact do have my attention. I'm super curious to see how this one is going to go. So, Suusuri, are you ready for this round 2 of the first wave?
I am ready.
Count us in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
At some point, you know, sometimes it'll be a little bit late off the start as we are going to see both players here going for their little bit of a chug. A punish on the late physic here by Kiwasau, trying to get a little bit of damage. Nicely done. Nicely done, as we are going to see both of our players now chilling like villains here in neutral, trying to get an opportunity to get some damage. Good interrupt here. The two-handed dismounter is going to come in clutch in this matchup. We do see the bleed bolus here. Bleed? Interesting that he's taken that right. He probably meant to go for the wrong bolus momento, I think, as we are going to see that interrupt here as the offhand Pata is doing a good job. Two-hand Pata comes out then just to get that little bit of a reset. We do see the jump R2 though actually managing to get that break. Oh, I see what's going on here. This is quite the cook. Notice he's using the shield bash on the shield there. He actually has something that can keep a little bit of priority here. That's a really nice cook. I've seen some people use some other stuff. Very nice. Force back, we are going to see the attempted bolus, but he's going to be interrupted. Uh-oh. Frost procced once again, punished and frost procced. That's just nasty. Osiris here keeping it nice and real. Goes for a running attack. Actually manages to get the shield bash there to force the rollout. Force back in. That actually takes a nice little bit of damage. Kiwasau here going for yet another punish. I think that was a rollout, but I think we got a little bit of chip damage there on Osiris. Force back now once again. A running attack there from Kilo, but it's not quite going to be able to connect. The off Pata comes there, hitting from Kilo itself. The swap over to two-handed Pata. Tries to get a little bit of a mash here. Kiwasau put away with that R2 finish. Suwu. What did we just witness here?
Oh, well, we just witnessed quite a cook with the offhand pata. But also, yeah, I was really the guard counter thing is definitely interesting. I was doing a ladder match against Saucy Ace, and Saucy was using the deflecting tier on Starfist, and that was quite the tale of guard counters.
It is one of the setups ever. The actual the shield bash there is a really interesting one because again it's a nice means of keeping priority in a way that's safe. Does it have block frames out of curiosity?
What has block flames?
The shield strike on the offhand, does that have I can't recall if that has block frames or not.
Um, I don't think it might. I think it
Mm.
does a little bit, but I don't think it's like for long. I don't
Mm.
really remember.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that at some point. I'm sure someone in the chat. Breeze says yes. Yes, it does. But
Okay.
either way, as we're clipping a little bit into the wall, Suwu, give us the count in for round two once I mark the
3.
score.
Oh,
We better mark the score here. That's probably a better idea as I mess around with overlays. Alright, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
And at some point it is going to go through as we are taking a lovely look at it. What a beautiful clipping. What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful wall clip there we had. As we are going to see Osiris here keeping on that off pata. But we do see the off rack here on the side of Kiwiso, which is definitely going to be one of the plays. Force back in there. Goes for the nice punish there on that jump. Flaming Strike comes through there just to try and keep up a little bit of pressure. But the Bleed Bolus comes out there. I think he's messing up. Unless there's some weird cook, I believe, unless is Dismounter doesn't have innate bleed build up, does it? And not enough certainly to warrant using that, as we are going to see a little bit more extra damage coming out there on the side of Osiris. Force back now once again. We do see the jump R2 come out there trying to get the hyper armor break on that jump attack. We are going to see Kibasau chilling here in neutral, but that hyper armor on the side of Osiris just comes through, furthering that lead 1300 to 670 all the way across there, and a good jump attack comes through there to try and get that interrupt. We do see the run attack there to try and get that hit offhand there just to keep him at bay as the two-handed patas come through to try and keep up the pressure. Off L1's coming out into the R2 true combo. Those run attacks are just nasty on those patas. Even without that particular true combo, those things are absolutely nasty. As we're going to see Osiris getting clipped, but far from shipped here. As we are going to see yet another little bit of chip damage and beautiful spacing here on the side of Kiwiso, who's just going to be mashed. Uh-oh. Getting
no.
mashed on. Oh my god, is this Bloodborne we're watching? Run R1 into mash? No way. Ain't no way.
This is B-side.
Four's back in now once again. We are going to have to see a very careful play here from Kiwiso. He is basically one shot here. We might have to see a swap over to Red Feather, as just Osiris is just getting those opportunities to mash with impunity. But 400 HP compared to 17. The Flaming Strike comes through. Doesn't go for the true combo. Gets a roll catch. Ain't no way he pulls this one through as he manages to get another one. Beautiful roll out there at the side of Kiwiso. Oh, this is down to the wire, so both players are basically down to one interaction of the trade.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Jesus.
my god. What a round. Holy moly. Suwu, you're gonna have to give me the rundown about what we just witnessed. Holy sheesh.
Well, Kiwasawa almost pulled back a complete comeback, honestly, from Osiris, who was at like about half health, I believe, or like quarter health.
Yeah, at
And
least that.
it was just beautiful, beautiful rolling attack to get off the pressure, and then it was a really, really good spacing on with the flame strike and into the roll catch instead of going for the combo right away. I think they were relying on the panic
Yes.
away since they were low.
And I want to say that backstep there was definitely flashy, and he nearly paid for it, which, you know, the stylish plays sometimes is kind of nutso. But very good close comeback there from the side of Kiwisao. Might be down a little bit in the score, but gone but not forgotten. Let's get this next match underway, Suwu. With both of our contestants in, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
I don't believe it. I actually timed it correctly. That's crazy. All right. Either way, ladies and gents, are we gonna? Oh, we see the notched whip, the funny whip here. The DS3 whip is out.
Oh no!
Osiris is taking a little bit of damage there. Is this gonna be the match? Oh, but the Great Cat is actually able to outspace it and force the trade. Oh god! Out comes these consumables again. I mean, I'm not sure what to expect here. Have you had the pleasure of fighting against this whip much?
I have, and I hate it.
That sounds about right.
Considering that the Grey Cat actually has the range to outrange it, that's interesting. But the whip so far seems to be very mentally damaging.
You know what? Listen, EU mental isn't exclusive to EUoids here, as we are going to see. Oh my god, the piercing fang nearly landed!
Beautiful spacing.
By pixels, dude. Holy sheesh. We're seeing a really nice back and forth here going on as well. Like, both players are doing a pretty damn fine job of keeping it pretty... This is a scrap, Suwu. Both sides are just taking insane damage. Well, that is going to be the tier gone for both as well.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. Good damage there. Good run-outs there coming through here. Force back in. We are going to see... Oh, there's the weapon art.
Oh, the weapon art.
Frosty is probably ecstatic right now as we're going to see Cube... Oh.
We appear to have some 9822 tech going on. That's unfortunate latency there.
That was... Let's just do a quick... I'm going to guess that was as scuffed for you, Osiris, as it was for us.
Probably.
I think we reset that one.
Yeah. That's a shame. That was such a good match.
That's, yeah, we do a reset on that one.
Nice spinner.
Loss. There we go. But all in all the way through those exchanges, Sue, the whip was putting in work. We've seen some really nasty trades coming out there on the side of... Some really nasty trades there coming out on the side of the whip. But what do you have to do against the whip? What's the general idea?
Well, honestly, I think either something that can keep the range, like the Great Cat. It just has to be. It might be better to use the sha for the hyper. Because I think that the whip just kind of destroys poise. I don't know what the poise is on the whip, but it does. It's really hard to deal with the weapon art and all that because it just catches you and instantly stuns you into it.
Yeah, I can't recall the poise numbers, the poise damage numbers exactly for that particular whip. But I know that you can trade with the first part of it. It's just that if multiple parts do manage to clip, you are going to be interrupted. We're just waiting now for Osiris to get back in world. We might be seeing just a little bit of a change or something like that. I've just pinged them, so they should be back in just a second.
Looks like Guisao, is that, I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry, swapped to Great Cat as well, and then off Smith Dagger.
The Smith scripts are very, very interesting. Not only do you have those jump R2s that can just catch people, which is pretty damn funny, but those jump R2s can get the headshot, which couples into another R2, and it's a really nice punish right off the gate. You know, I'm a pretty big fan of not having things that can chip you from neutral for free. Definitely forces the other person to engage an awful lot more, but I think that they're probably the least offensive addition in terms of the DLC of that. So we'll just have to wait and see. A shame that there was a round reset there on account of what seemed to be some pretty egregious frame drops. But either way, Suwu. Oops,
3.
Never mind.
Oh.
All right, give us the count in.
2, 1.
Away we go. We are going to see the swap back over to, I believe, getting those consumable punishes right off the bat here is Kuisao. Into yet more consumable punishes and doing some decent job of rolling out there. I really like Kurosawa's play for a couple of reasons. They're always pretty interesting. They always have something interesting cooked that you don't usually see, but tries to go for that R2 and it's just not able to connect there. Oh, the piercing fang almost lands! The follow-up R1. Force back in again once again. We are going to see that nice little bit of a hit there. Both sides relatively even. Here, well, I say that, never mind. Kurosawa is very much in the lead as the crouch R1 comes out there to try and get the punish. Not quite able to do it. Into the weapon art. Tries to go for the punish, but just too slow. But there's the trades there from the Grey Cat, and the piercing fang lands! Any Marcavesso fans out there? I think Osiris is definitely one of them. As that's a first piercing fang we've had since Marco was in bracket and forced back in again. The piercing fang again!
Oh my gosh.
And the bleed proc as well. Rolls it though. Force back in, tries to go for that punish, but that last hit does manage to get that, but is going to be caught. The piercing fang interrupted. Uh-oh. And the poison comes through and Kurosawa takes a round.
That was really, really, really nice.
These fights are so goddamn scrappy. They're just like brawling.
I'm waiting to see what Kurosawa does with the backhand blade that he has on his side now.
I think being excited for a backhand blade is a statement that I never thought I'd see. So backhand blades go on though.
Yeah, but so the entire fight he's the whip, which the whip is really good. It was a really, really good plays with the weapon art and the interrupts, especially that jump interrupt on the piercing fang towards the end. That was really, really nice. But I'm interested to see if it would be one-handed, like offhand backblade, or if it would be a complete power stance swap.
Maybe. I'd be curious because again, we do still have the curse blade, which is still legal, which is I believe the worst in class right now. So I'm kind of stoked to see how it's going to pan out. You know, the backhand blades, as a general rule, are just the strongest setup in the game, followed possibly by patas and sheer and TS kind of. Maybe in this rule set, TS kind of takes the back seat because it is 120, 115 plus poise that's allowed. So it's kind of going to be a curiosity to see how this next one is going to go. But we're waiting for Osiris to get back in World. I'm not entirely sure what the problem is. Alright, well it does seem as though we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. Suwu, if you'd be ever so kind, just to give us a count in.
3, 2, 1.
Lay as the bolt set. We're seeing Osiris here rocking. Oh, and we're going to see a very late rune here, but we'll allow it. Oh dear. And the physic here as well. Kurosawa electing to go for that. We are going to see the grave side come out here. Interesting choice here on the side of Osiris, who is going to be hit there. We do see the full thing come out. The super armor ain't going to count for shit there. But we do see the frost come through here as we are going to see these R1s. The frost is
beautiful
now
rolls.
Yeah, really nice rolls from Kurosawa. They're actually doing a good job. They're playing very, very carefully all the way through here as we are going to see the frost ballast was correctly used this time. And a beautiful whiff punish there into the full thing. Oh my god.
Jesus.
Osiris just is not catching a break here from that whip.
Oh my god. Oh, the duck under the scythe.
Hitbox Memento, I think, and that's going to be Osiris evening. This is evened out now. Kurosawa 2. Osiris 2.
Dangerous.
Oh my god.
just knows how to use this. I kind of see Frosty and Kurosawa from this. Like, this is PTSD.
We know who Kurosawa has been watching, huh?
Must be Frosty.
The dude.
The dude.
No, really nice plays here from Kurosawa. Whip always plays off of Kite really, really nice. Whip is one of those things that you can force the other person to have to engage to a certain degree. They run out, they set up for their shenanigans, and if they can get the good read on how you're going to engage, you can just punish them beautifully. And we've seen that happen pretty frequently all the way through that fight. It was mostly Osiris who was engaging, and Kurosawa was content to just chill out of distance. And then when they stayed in, then calling out the mash and going for that weapon art. Very, very nice showing here on the side of Kurosawa on how to use it. I honestly think this might be controversial. I think that we need to see some very patient plays come out here on the side of Osiris. The biggest way to deal with Kite, especially in this game, is just wait for them to be forced into you. If you can force them into you, you're going to be in a position where you can actually get some really decent punishes. And you know, we may yet see it. We may yet see it. As we are just waiting for Osiris, I think, to get back in world. I'm not sure. I think we're having...
I just wanted to say I think Osiris was I think Osiris thought that if he swapped to the scythe and then kept the pressure, especially with like the CR1s or just keeping or trying to use the hyper up close that the scythe gets, that he'd be able to keep priority. But being the DS3 whip in question, it turns out it's a lot more of a struggle than it seems to be.
Yeah, for sure. And
at first.
I think that the shoot and scoot tech is probably going to be the play here all in all. You get your hit in, you move back out, you reset, you wait for them to engage on you. I think that is going to be the play here, but it remains to be seen. We're still having some... It seems Osiris is having some issues here in World. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. We'll try and get this sorted now very, very shortly. Let me just... You hang on a second. It's 2-2. I think he thought he was out. Is it too late? Unfortunately, AXD, it is too late to sign up, unfortunately. Unfortunately. If you enter the Discord, though, we'll probably be hosting another, what would it be? Another one next week. It'll be PC again next week and then PSN. So if you'd like to join, just join the Discord and we'll get you back in. Yeah, it's first to 3 for winners bracket up until finals. Osiris, sorry, brother. But yeah, this is match point.
Match point.
These matches have been super, super close. All right, there he is. He is back in. There he is. Beautiful dash.
Back on dismounter.
Back on dismounter is right.
See, now the dismounter actually might have more of a chance because I think the hyper activates a lot sooner on that and it's a lot stronger.
Yeah, that is a very good point. But either way, Suwu, it's time.
3, 2, 1.
LA. The drink is drunk. The bombs are thrown here. No daggers. It's shaking it up here, keeping me on my toes. As we are going to see, the frost comes through there. And both sides are relatively even right off the back, as we are going to see a running attack here. The off-patted then is going to try and get a little bit of extra damage. Force back in there. The pattas are doing work. Kiwasao is doing just a fantastic job here of keeping up that pressure. The standing R1's into another frost proc. Tries to go for the roll catch with the dismounter here. A much more even game, Suwu.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy to see that the CGS is getting the hyper off with the chilling mist. Oh, and beautiful catch on the end there.
Yeah, for sure.
Kiyosawa was not quite able to roll out of it, or at least thought he was going to space it.
Yeah, and on this slat again, it is going to be Ukraine to NA East, so it's going to be pretty rough here, but we are still seeing that kite come into play here, that runaway.
Whip play.
Oh, but there we are. The hyper armor you were talking about, Sue, is coming in clutch here, almost managing to do that roll catch as well as Osiris.
Yeah, it's all into the lightning pot, all into flame spray.
That's what it's called. Thank you.
Well, I don't think it's called flame spray. I'm just calling it flame spray.
Well, it is now. Okay, them's the rules. We are going to see that hyper armor mash there, actually managing to interrupt the whip. Tries to go for it, not quite able to get that roll catch, and oh my god!
Beautiful comeback on Kiwasao's end.
The reverse sweep. That's crazy. Kiwasao takes the round. In an unexpected turn of events. The reverse sweep. 2-3.
Whip may be something to be feared of.
It very well might. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, the poise limit is 121 in this tournament. So that is something to keep in mind. The whip, one-handed whip might be shut down a little bit, but my god. Oh my word. And it is now going to be Poisson, as I am going to actually put up that replay, because that was pretty sick. Let's get the playback going here. Some of these rounds were actually kind of clutch, I'm not going to lie. Like, all the way through some of these fights here, doing absolutely exceptional work. Like, really, really good stuff.
both players, I think, played really, really well. I just think Osiris isn't used to fighting the whip. I think if Osiris was more used to fighting the whip, then most likely would have had a better chance. But
Yeah.
regardless of that, both players played phenomenally, and it was just really, really good match.
Yeah, solid play all around. GG's to both, and with a little bit of confusion with when the round was actually over, but it happens to the best of us sometimes. So, but yeah, no, Osiris did a really good job early on of just constantly getting that nice bit of pressure. But we've seen that comeback from Kubasau, realizing that, the best thing to do is just force those rollouts, get that nice little bit of counter pressure all the way through there. And it just delivered in spades. Absolutely delivered in spades. And Breeze is up next. I believe I have everything sorted here. Yes, I do. Let me just get the players. Breeze.
I'm curious to see if Poisson goes for an arc build. I think doesn't Poisson normally run an arc build?
Could you repeat that?
I said doesn't Poisson normally run an arc build?
I'm not actually. I haven't had the pleasure of actually fighting Poisson. I've had some time to fight with a bunch of these players, but Poisson and Mantis, I believe, are the two that I haven't had. I've probably had the least amount of time actually fighting with, so I don't actually know I should be in. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, cool. We're just waiting for Poisson to join here, and let me just remember which side is which. Cool beans. But yeah, let's take a look at. We've only one of the builds up. I believe it's Bree. Both players are actually in now. Let me just make sure that they're all in the right spot.
Oh wow! Look at Breeze's setup.
Breeze is oh my. Zwei. What?
Zwei offhand with Gug's main hand.
What is this cook?
Okay. Okay. I've messed around with off Zwei. It's surprisingly decent. It leaves you open, so considering that Poisson's using Great Katana, that might be really dangerous. But the off Zwei, it tends to roll catch pretty often. So at least if Breeze is using I think that's Longsword with the offhand Zwei-hander, it might actually be pretty decent.
Interesting. All right. Well, we have some handy techs as well, so this should be pretty interesting. But either way, we do have both of our players in. Poisson in blue versus Breeze YouTube. Subu, give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1.
Allay, and away we go. We are going to see both of our players here going for their respective buffs. Both players are buffed up. Great Cat versus Gugs off spine, and we do see that little bit of a swap. Goes for the the actual is Flame Skewer. The buffed Giant Hunt is definitely coming in clutches. We are going to see a little bit of negative spacing come through there, but we are going to see that negative spacing again all the way through here. We are going to see a nice little bit of an interrupt come through there as well. Both sides are relatively even. Good tally swaps here coming out on the side of Poisson, who's going to be forced back. Both of these setups are kind of crouch pokey setups, and the latency between these two should... Oh my god, that whiff from Kilo! And the attempt to strafe here, SA versus NA, is going to be a little bit rough as we see yet another one. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's no strafing that with the latency that's on right now.
Oh dear, we are going to see yet another interrupt here. Breeze trying his best to actually get that good strafe out. Goes for a standing R1, but is going to be interrupted. Poisson getting L1. Forced back in here again. The quick pokes on Grey Cat are kind of interesting. Kind of a curiosity, as we are going to see Breeze here, who's coming very much from behind as the empty jumps come through. That jumping attack is going to whiff straight past it there. Good pressure here from Poisson. Try to keep up that nice bit of pressure. Forced back in now. Once again, the flaming strike there from Kilo. Just a nice little bit of keep out. We do see the second poke come through, but good rollout here on the side of Poisson, and that's going to be the poke to put him away. G?
Flawless, too. Well,
no, not quite. Not quite a flawless. Get ahead of yourself. You're getting a little bit ahead of yourself there, Samusuri.
Sorry, I forgot about the swap in the beginning. It was my bad.
What did you think, though, of that fight? Obviously, the latency kind of plays quite a big part in this, but definitely a curiosity of a fight.
Well, I want to say both players show a lot of skill with knowing their setups of the crouch R1 and utilizing their especially with Breeze's wave dashing. That was really, really nice. I really like how Breeze tries to get that confusion and that panic roll out. But Poisson, I think, knows the to be patient against Gugs and knows how to play around it.
Yeah, and we've seen that
So
in spades for sure.
I also the offs why I was it definitely say it when you do go swing for it, it does leave you pretty open, but it is an interesting idea to have both these Y and the Gugs.
Yeah, for sure. But either way, we have both of our contestants back in, and they seem to be ready. Suwu, give us the count in yet again.
3, 2, 1.
And kaboom! And away goes the bolt. And we are going to see both of our players here go for their respective buffs. Almost forgetting the physic there is Breeze on Fork Bestie, as we do see the swap back over onto the two-handed Zwei. Back over again. I'm not sure what the point of these swaps are. Tries to go for the L1. Is going to actually manage to get that interrupt there. And the Crouch R1 actually managing to land there. And the Handy Tech there to try and get out of it once again. Interesting use of the Handy Tech, especially when you do have the soft swap. I believe it's a dagger on this as well in the main hand, just to try and get that flame strike out. Oh my god, the strafe here on the side of Poseidon, but is going to be interrupted by that hyper armor. Force back in now again. We are going to see these just swaps over here just to get that little bit of a recovery window as the flame skewer comes through there to try and get that nice little bit of damage, but not going for the follow-up here is Breeze, even though that is true if memory serves. We do see the reset there, tries to go for that good double roll there, comes out on the side of Poseidon, who knows he has to respect it. Just because it isn't Uggs doesn't mean you have to respect it. As the L1 comes out, tries to set up for the flaming strike there on the off dag. We are going to see that Handy Tech there, the speed boost away to try and get again number 1, the recovery window at number 2. Oh, tries to go for a backstep into a run into an R1. Trying to play very flashy here is Breeze, but unfortunately, I think just the play is coming out here from the side of Poseidon, going for that quick poke too there with the Great Cat is definitely coming in clutch, and it is the regular Great Cat once again. I know Luber was telling me last time that the Great Cat is definitely better served having the funny flaming strike stick that it can be, and Breeze managed to get hit from neutral and put away, and that's going to be 2-0 to Poisson. I forgot to mark the score. Oh dear. Cringe. Alright.
You know, sorry.
No, go for it.
I was gonna say, I think it's funny. I think the range on the CR1 on the Great Cat is actually longer than UGG CR1.
There ain't no way. Way.
I don't think that's true. It kind of looks like it, seeing as the Great Cat lunges forward while the Uggs kind of stay still. So I think it might be slightly longer if you negative space it correctly.
Yeah. And unfortunately as well, what I will say, especially with the Great Cat as well, it's while it does get that extra little bit of forward momentum, I think it kind of struggles a little bit with blending. I don't find myself panic rolling. I'd actually find myself panic rolling Gugs an awful lot more than I find myself panic rolling Great Cat. Great Cat swaps out that animation blend an awful lot more with the with just the range and the really nice R1 cancel that comes out of it. So it's kind of an interesting trade-off. I could be talking through my hat there, by the way, just to be clear. And we haven't seen the lion's head come out just yet, so that might change things just a little bit. But either way, Sue, give us the count in once again.
3, 2, 1.
Boom. Physic. A little bit of drinkies. I know what I'm doing after this tournament.
A little bit of wine.
Yeah, just a smidgen. It was the Lord's First Miracles, so you know it's kind of important. But either way, we are going to see some nice pressure here. The off dagger here is definitely the main dagger. Actually, is actually a pretty good play. Those R2s might be able to get those interrupts, but we are going to see the Bolus there for free on the side of Breeze, who goes for a nice trade there, but is not actually ahead in this one, as we are going to see that roll there come through. Force back in, and Breeze actually hit there from neutral! And is put away. God damn! Sue, what are we seeing here?
Well, we're just seeing that I definitely a lot of Great Cat setups, which is interesting. Maybe not, but it's cool to see that people are trying out this new weapon that seems to have a lot of what's the word? Potential.
Yes, for sure.
Within the meta. I also wanted to say I think the Great Cat kind of feels really weird to roll. I feel like it kind of hits early like HTS in my mind. So So it can be pretty tricky to guess when you need to roll and like at what range you need to roll it. So
Mm.
it definitely is really scary, especially if you're on Gugs or a setup like that where you're pretty much always open to the poke.
Yeah, the poke is the funny thing about Great Cat, and this might be just a personal problem that I have with it, and I say problem, but it's just kind of a little bit hard to wrap my head around. Great Cat is really weird to strafe. It is very strafeable, but it's weird. I can't quite wrap my head about it. People have shown me, and they've been like, "Oh yeah, this is where the hitbox is. This is kind of where you have to be in relation with it." But it still hurts my head every single time I try and actually go for it. It's really really strange.
I just give up because considering the latency, like I mean, I play vanilla, so considering the latency that is on vanilla, I just don't even bother trying to strafe it. There is no point in trying to strafe the Great Katana on vanilla.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I thought vanilla was, I've heard from so many people that vanilla is just the best way to play the game, Sue. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Everyone, buy Elden Ring, buy the DLC. It's worth it.
It's so worth it for your 25 FPS in the opening area of the.
Make sure you go right when you first start to the red area.
Who else is there? It's Osiris. It's Osiris up again. All right then. So let's crack on with the last round. The one and only first round losers bracket here, because we had a drop. It is of course going to be Osiris versus Breeze here, followed up then by the beginnings of round 2, which will be Alter versus Mantis and Kiwisao versus Poisson. That's going to be a very funny match. Oh god. Uruguay to Ukraine. That's oh dear, oh dear. Unenviable position, I believe, is the technical term. But of the rounds we've had so far, how have you felt about everything that we've seen so far, Subusri?
I'm really impressed. I haven't really ever seen these players play. I've fought Poisson a little bit before. I've seen Mantis play, but otherwise I've never seen any of these other players, and I think everyone's playing extremely well and really knows their setups, and I'm happy to see that it's not just like halberd off stock or anything like that. People are actually really trying to utilize some interesting setups, and they do it well, and I'm really impressed.
We just have a question here. End. What's the poster at the top at? It's an old Total Biscuit poster. I still have it to this day. It's we do not pre-order. That's the poster. It's ancient history. I also have the shirt actually. It's the only bit of merch I've ever bought in my life. All right, but either way, a biscuit, real chili, Yandelier.
Biscuit and tea.
Just a spot of tea, so I dare say. Rather.
Just a spot of tea, my dear.
All right, he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. All right. Either way. That film was banned in my country, by the way. That was pretty funny. Life of Brian watch party when, Chad. But either way, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. It's going to be Kiwisao. No, it's Breeze versus Osiris. Breeze in red, Osiris in blue.
Excited.
I'm too excited. I'm sorry. I need to get my composure, okay? Subu. The only way to do it is by counting me in. Can you do it?
Yes. 3, 2, 1.
Okay, there we go. The bolt is out. The player is sporty. They're drinking. They're fizz. Okay, that's
They're
really
going,
cringe. As we are going to see.
Like
They're goated. They're goated, Sue.
They're goated. Look at them.
As we are going to see both of our players chilling here in neutral. We are going to see both sides electing for hyper armor in this, which is kind of an interesting, good double rolls here coming out on the side of Osiris. Breeze here chilling like a villain, forced back out there. Oh, we got the R2 actually outrageous.
My god. Oh, the jumping R2 and the mask.
Oh no, an emotional experience for everyone as we are going to see Osiris go to absolute town here. Breeze is having what we call in the business a bad time, as we are going to see Osiris here going for those empty jumps here, forced back in now once again. Tried to keep up that bit of pressure with the flaming strike here, managing to get that nice little bit of a buff again, a nice little way of getting around the no greases on the on the Pattis as we see the mash with impunity coming out afterwards. So, I think Pattis might be a pretty good setup. What you reckon?
I think using pattas against Uggs is terrorism, and I'm very, very, very. I feel for you. I understand the pain.
It's
That's
it's an emotional experience for sure. Just it has so many more options. Uggs can do one thing and one thing only, which is force trades, and the Pattas just have that flexibility to just like they can do so much. They can go for the run attacks. They have good mixes. They have all of these things, and he has the hyper armor as well, just in case. But I think you might be onto something. We might see a little bit of a war crimes happening here. The Hague is going to be busy after this tourney by the looks of things. But either way, we do have both of our contestants in. We are no longer clipping through a wall. Ladies and gentlemen, Suwu, are you ready?
I am.
Count me in, bestie.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom! And away we go. Osiris is up now so far in this best of 3. We do see that. Oh my god, he actually manages to get the roll catch there with the chilling Mitch. Missed. Force back in there once again. As actually able to get that little bit of a hit. Force back in there once again. Standing R1. Decent. We're actually getting really good use out of the dismounter here, which is kind of a curiosity, as we are going to see Osiris there go for a bit of a mash, and I think he actually won that exchange. Force back out.
Did he? Really?
He might have. It was pretty damn close. It's hard to tell with the second R1 that came out there, but he's definitely able to continue getting pressure as the Flaming Strike comes through. Not going for the buff there, though. Just kind of an interesting... Oh my lord.
Nice spacing.
Yeah, nice. The Flaming Strike comes out there. Breeze is not out of it yet, as we see another Flaming Strike coming out there to try and get that extra little bit of pressure. Now we know why he has the main hand dag to try and get that Flaming Strike, which is definitely one of the plays. Oh no, that tracking was tragic!
Oh.
But Breeze takes
Breeze got it back, though.
By a hair's breadth, Sue. What a match.
I'm happy to see the Offswag got some usage.
It did manage to get some fairly decent damage in all the way through that exchange, and I'm kind of always skeptical of Gug's builds in general. They're pretty slow. They're kind of I always feel they're just a little bit gimmicky. Maybe this is just a personal thing. I feel that the Gugs just you're playing off of either a true combo or you're playing off some shenanigans and chicanery. I'm always super confused as to whether or not the setup is actually able to do the damage that it needs to do. Because, true, you go for your crouch R1, you get the follow-up with your offhand is, like, one of the main setups that I'd use. But I just feel like sometimes you're better off just going for the main hand attack in general. And then, as they're forced to respect it, then you move in. So, I don't know. I'm kind of a little bit on the fence about Gug setups in general, but I'm curious as to your thoughts, as you have used Gugs to quite some effect over the last while.
Hear me out on this. So with recent unbans on ladder, you can now use the lacerating cross, the crouch tally.
Oh.
So with Uggs now, you can get 700, 800 neutral non-counter pokes on the CR1. So Gugs has gotten a lot scarier now for people.
And the Mega Greases as well. Yes, I suppose. Interesting.
So it has the potential damage output of as if it had like determination on it or something, which used to be unbanned. It is now banned, sadly.
Yeah, I personally, this is maybe a personal thing, Sue, and take this with a grain of salt. The two-handed tally, I think, just disproportionately affects the top meta, in a way, and I think that it kind of skews damage numbers in another interesting way. I'm not a particularly big fan of it. I think that it's just kind of you're boosting a setup that on paper shouldn't be able to do well so much that you're artificially changing the meta for things that can't, for one-handed setups that can't do that. So I don't know. I could be swayed. Maybe at some point once we have things a little bit more in line. Again, the priority is getting the S tiers kind of on a level playing field with each other. But we'll see how that goes. But either way, as I attempt desperately to click the right button, give us the count in once again, Sue.
3, 2, 1.
And I'm late, fashionably as usual, as the bolt is
Wow.
out. I know I'd never. It's on fork. It's on fork, bestie.
That was bad. That was really late.
I'm sorry. Okay, it won't happen again. But either way, we do have both of our players here. Nice little bit of pressure there as we are. Got to see the chilling mist come out there and try and keep up that little bit of pressure. Standing R1s is going to whiff from Kilo, but there we go. The Pat is into a flaming strike, but that hyper armor just says no, and the hyper armor says no, but the R2 doesn't care. My God, that recovery on that R2 is that's hysterical.
Nasty.
Yeah, and the run R2 comes out there, but I actually don't think the run R2 is going to be the play in these exchanges here. It's too much startup, and unless they panic roll, they can just force trade with it, and you're kind of in a world of hurt. Kind of a curiosity there. Looking at it here, we're seeing some very careful play here from Breeze, who is quite far behind by about 600 HP. I'm curious, the jumping attacks come through, tries to go for that nice mix out of it, but the Uggs just says no, and the mash says double no. Breeze, oh, he eats it, he tries to go for a flaming strike, but he's just not able to do it. Good fake out there, comes out on the side of Osiris, he's just chilling, actually managing to roll that, goes for another trade, and the L1 once again.
That's crazy.
I don't even know I don't think I've ever seen that move used in a competitive environment. I'm not going to lie. I know nothing about it. All I know is it's very short and it's not getting very much damage here. As a flaming strike comes through, evening it out by a fairly substantial margin. Goes for a run R2, not quite able to connect. Are we going to see that attempted punish? No, we're going to see a jump attack. 100 HP left, Suwu. This is a bad time to be Breeze as the flaming strike comes through here. Goes for a roll-in.
Yeah.
Into a GGWP. Shake the hand.
Is scary. Shake the paw.
What a round. What a round. You're going to have to explain to me what is Breeze looking for in these exchanges, Sue? I'm curious.
I think Breeze is looking for just a different mix-up that people aren't used to.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of messed around with the with PS Uggs with the CR1. It tends to clip people often. It's just I don't think it can properly handle patas. That's really it. I also think Breeze was playing into the gimmick a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I really enjoy what Breeze was trying to go for. Where I think it was just the mix-up potential between swapping of the Uggs and the Zwei and the main hand dagger.
Would you say the mix potential, dude, is off the charts, dude?
I think it has potential to be off the charts, but not against patas, not against something that has high recovery. It's just it won't be able to add up.
Yeah, we are now waiting for both Mantis Female and for Alter to get in World, but that's the end of round 1, Sue. Kind of, what was your highlight match there all the way through?
Out of every match we've seen?
Out of all the matches we've seen, and out of all the matches we've seen so far, what's been the highlights so far of round 1?
Definitely the whip play from Kiwasao. I think that was really, really, really like just pretty. It was such a pretty play style. I really enjoyed watching that.
Yeah, and having been on the receiving end of it, I agree and disagree.
Oh, it's like I'm sure it's obnoxious to fight, but it's really fun to watch.
No, it is for sure. It's kind of like a who does that kind of setup, and it can do so well. It's really, really impressive. I disagree. I'm such a rat, says Kiwasao. Even he agrees, Suwu. What are you talking about?
Kiwasao, you need to talk to Dark Soap, and you need to learn Dark Soap's whip play, and you'll be untouchable. Mix Frosties and Dark Soap's whip play, and you're untouchable. I promise you.
Have a hyper armor offhand that no one's ever seen before, and you'll knowledge check your way.
Exactly. Whip dresses.
Oh dear, the Astolfo thumbnails in chat are a go. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, while I fix my overlay, let's just take a quick sneak peek at the builds. Oh. Well, that's fascinating. All right. Okay, there we go. We fixed it.
I also love error icons for my items.
I was full sure that fixed. Never mind. Either way, but here we go. Mantis on the PNG. Okay, moving swiftly along. Here are the builds, Sue. If there's anything that you think is worth pointing out there, let's.
Well, both are on decks. Mantis is on the normal Great Cat. Alter's on the Rashashasha. It looks like it's pretty much the same build.
Yeah, the builds are starting to. They're definitely doing an awful lot of work here. You know, it seems to be an awful lot of decks. Seems to be an awful lot of strength. I'm curious as to whether or not we'll see any arcane or anything like that actually make it through into these later sets. I'd be super. Golden Freddy versus Communist Guts.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
All right, moving swiftly along. Alter in blue.
Har 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 har.
Murder.
Never say that again.
All right, we have both of our players in. Oh, that is not the right button. Is it gonna do the thing? We'll soon find out. No. Okay, that's weird. Give me a moment, chat.
Technical difficulties, like usual,
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't be daft.
Don't be daft, yeah.
All right, there we go. We fixed it. All right, everything is fine. All right, well, we do have both of our players in Suwu. Best of 5, wave 2. Give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
The bolt is out. The physics are drunk, and this is going to be EU versus NA. Matchup as old as time. Unfortunately, it's not a Brit versus the NAoid. As we are going to see some nice damage there come through. Force back in against. It's a Great Cat mirror here that we're seeing Suwu. So, going to be definitely a skill-based matchup as we are going to see Alter chilling like a villain here. Goes for a run attack. It's not quite going to be able to connect. We are going to see that, right off the bat, going for that and they both trade with one another. And nothing happens. We are going to see Alter there taking a tasty bit of damage there. He is currently in the lead by just a narrow margin. But those trades coming through here. And both sides, Alter missing out on that spear tally, but Mantis definitely taking full advantage in an attempt to try and even this one out. Good jump there. Those jumps are clutching that in this matchup by virtue of the fact that Alter is just going to eat all of that damage and have his tier popped. Mantis still on tier. We are going to see that. The follow-up R1 comes up and interrupts that nice bit of aggression here. Force back once again. We are going to see it here. Tries to go for that bit of damage. The trade comes through. Interrupts that R2 is the side of Alter. Jeez Louise. Force back.
I also see Mantis using the lacerating tally. Sorry, just wanted to get that in.
No, and you know, you're perfectly fine. I give you the floor whenever you need it, Sue. And there's going to be the rack on the side of Alter here, who's actually managing to get a nice little bit of damage, evening this one out to about 200 HP, 21 HP in a dream. But that, oh my god, that backstab grab.
Oh no.
And Alter takes it by a hair's breadth. Sheesh. What a match, Suwu.
That was quite a match, yeah. That was great cats of great cats fighting. That's like the cat bosses from DS2.
One of the things I will say is that's an interesting showing of like the hyper armor on rack being able to actually be used to great effect there. I think that's a curious, that's kind of an interesting thing to note, but the matchup was still very, very close. What we didn't see in that matchup, and maybe this is just me, is we didn't see much Ash usage on the side of Alter and the side of Mantis to try and make up for that, having that extra bit of flexibility compared to the Rakshas's hyper armor. I think that might be interesting. Hopefully we'll see a bit more in this best of 5. But Suwu, enough yapping. All we do is yap here.
Yeah, you're the yapper now. 3, 1.
Oh, wow. Okay, I see how it is. I'm sorry. Listen, it's never happened before. It'll never happen again. But either way, we are going to see immediate pressure right off the bat here from Mantis, who goes for that running attack there to try and get that hit. Good follow-up R1, but just too far away. Both of them trying to go for that there. We are going to see both players here try and go for that bit of pressure. The attack comes through. We are going to see Mantis actually get a nice tasty hit here. And We're not seeing Alter manage to get some good leverage off of that hyper armor here, but what we are seeing is an awful lot of interrupts and stuff like that. Force back in now once again. There we go. That's
There's
the
the
use of
hyper.
the hyper armor actually coming in clutch there. But we do see Alter just slowly but surely maintaining that lead as Mantis does try and go for that bit of pressure from Kilo, but there you go, just interrupted now once again, forced back in. The running attack does manage to get the punish. We're within 500 HP. Now, we see Mantis slowly taking the lead, keeping up that pressure. We are going to see the multi-hit tallies taking that, but we do see the interrupt come through and actually get that. And there's the hyper. But did that actually miss on the second R1?
It missed.
That is tragic, Hell Gamer. As we are going to see now the falls back here, we do see Alter going for that bleed bolus though, and not going to be punished for it. Oh dear.
Harpoon.
Harpoon from Kilo, let's go. There we go. Trade now once again. Mantis, both players do have their tiers popped. Alter is currently behind. We've seen this happen before though, so we may actually see Mantis actually just crumble under the pressure here. Close, actually managing to get that hit. Force back now as Alter. 300 to 1100. Jump attack is going to whiff. Good roll. Oh my god, the dead angle just doesn't work. 176 to 1100. Sue, can Alter bring this back? Oh my god.
I don't think Alter can bring this back. I think Mantis just has to get a really good poke. Or a CR1 or a good little mix-up.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure Alter can bring this back.
I mean, he's one hit
hyper.
away, and he can't force trades there either with the hyper armor, so it's definitely going to be rough. Good confident spacing there on the side of Mantis, though. She could have been clipped there. She's kind of felt out the spacing. Goes for that bit of pressure on the trade.
Nice trade.
1-1. Are we
Especially
in
with the spear tally. That was gonna trade for sure.
No, smart moves here, and Mantis played a very, very clean round all the way through there. She realized at the end there that she had the ability to actually go for that little bit of pressure at the end, which that's what you can do. You can, once you realize you can force trades even against hyper armor, it can come in clutch. Just that realization. He's low. I still have some opportunities here. I can take a couple of hits. I'm going to try and force that trade and put him away. Very, very smart play. And we've seen all the way through this round just Mantis taking that insane lead early on and just absolutely going to town. And some really confident spacing as well, I want to say. That was on this lat, which I believe is going to be pretty high. You know, Belarus into the US, is, even if it's US East, is going to be kind of, you're in that, oh God, I'm fighting Cali Laggards territory, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, how much ping do you have to Alter out of curiosity?
I think I get like 150, I want to say.
Yeah,
maybe.
that sounds about
actually, right. Because I'm East Coast, so it's probably about 150 or so, maybe a little less, like 120, something like that.
And before we crack on with the rest of this round, I do have a question from YouTube chat. Sup, love your vids. Also, you stream the high-level PvP tourneys as well? Yes! Yes, we do. We'll be having one of them shortly as soon as the schedule allows. Someone has been very kind and offered a prize pool for an intermediate tourney, and I'll be hosting some try-hard events in the near future as well, once I get my schedule and everything lined up. I really appreciate the comment. I can't say your name. It's Scary Krillic. It's a bit beyond me, brother, but thank you for the comment. Suwu! It is time.
Yes.
Count me in, bestie.
3, 2, 1.
Allay. And here we have it. We are going to see the physics here from both sides. Tasty amount of just running around here in neutral, doing what you got to do, trying to feel out your opponent. Both sides, it is still a best of 5, so we have a bit to go. That interrupt, that late hyper armor is actually kind of crazy. Actually kind of crazy as we see the trade run through there. Force back now once again. We are going to see just these pokes come through. Mantis is quite far behind. Right off the gate, you know, 500 HP and rising as we see some nice adaptations here on the side of Alter, as we see the runouts there as well. Empty jumps, the jump over the top there, but is just pressed a little bit too late. Has to be careful with that. He does have the lead and Mantis actually takes it. Forced back into the corner, but she manages to get out. And there we have it. We have Alter here playing so clean here, looking for that pressure, tries to get the bolus punish, forces that hyper armor trade.
Into the poke and the... Yeah, oh, nice.
Alter is doing a really solid job here of trying to force that bit of pressure. He realized now, without that hyper armor, all of that shenanigans that Mantis was pulling off last tourney is just no. We're saying no more, no way, no how. I'm going to force those trades, and you're going to be in a position where you're going to take them. That's how it be. Very, very good match, Sue.
It was a really, really good match. I'm happy to see Alter adapt like he did. Alter last match was holding, I wanted to say he was holding his ground really well in the center of the arena. Like he kept resetting to the center to kind of keep Mantis in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised to see, it's nice to see Alter kind of leave that a little bit and decided to take the offensive a little bit more and utilize the hyper armor a lot more, and the multiple R1s from the Rashashasha, which
as
caught the
we've
jump at
seen
the
there,
end
and
there.
just that clip there as well, just goes for those follow-ups and just keeps Mantis from being able to mash out. It is very tempting on Great Cat to try and like go for these funny mixes and stuff like that, but when you can just press and you just force them into a position where they're not able to actually stick in, it's it can play puck with them for real. But either way, we do have both of our contestants in. We are not clipping into anything. Suwu,
It's like
give
they're
us the
playing
countdown.
footsie.
Real and
3,
true.
2, 1.
Late again. I'll get the timing right.
No, you won't.
Just shut up. Either way, force back in now once again. We are going to see Alter doing as you said, Sue. You know, not really. I say it as he takes center and gives the rest of the crown to Mantis. Force back in though. We are going to see a good anti-air attempt there. Yeah, that tracking is kind of curious. Are they playing unlocked or what's the play?
I think they might be trying to free aim when they do that, so it probably is unlocked, and they both just misdirected it there.
Ooh, tries to go for that follow up there, but jumped expertly there by Mantis. Those anti-airs are going to come in clutch here, and okay. Here's a thought. I think the Great Cat is very weak to airs. I think that is a consistent problem that setup has, unless you're using an Ash of War. What do you think about that? Am I talking through my hat, or where am I going with that one, Sue?
I think it's weak right now. I think people will be able to figure out a way to anti-air with the Great Cat and be able to aim it.
Yes, for sure.
Because I know with the initial R1, if you slightly aim it to the right, you're able to catch the jump. But it might be a trade. So I think you're right to a degree.
Because I even in PS Cats, like there's maybe 1 or 2 attacks that I really need to worry about, but what Mantis needs to worry about is that hyper armor that's coming through there, doing an absolutely amazing job here, just keeping up that pressure. We are going to see the weapon art coming through there. Good roll from Mantis though, who's just forced back just by a little bit. Alter's doing a really good job of forcing those trades, but both of them are particularly low here. Good holding out there on the side of Mantis, not going for that follow-up R1. Realizing she's in danger, goes for the running attack, but it's going to be interrupted, and the trade comes through. And Alter takes the set. We're seeing some really good adaptations here from both of our players, Sue. Great adaptations.
Yeah. Mantis definitely brought that back a lot closer this time. I think Mantis was maybe trying to adapt Alter's kind of style to play around it in a way, like to learn it better. I mean, Mantis was still doing, Mantis play, but I do think that Mantis was trying to also utilize the hyper and the pokes a lot more, similar-ish to Alter.
Let me see Mantis there in chat. I got stressed, love. Hey, listen, tourney nerves are one hell of a drug, Mantis. Don't worry about it. But that is going to be Alter moving on with a 3-1.
You did really well, Mantis.
Yeah, no, you really, really did. Tourney nerves are... Hey, listen, I love it. There's a reason why I keep entering tourneys, even if I got bodied round 1. Just that rush is just so much fun. So enjoy the feeling. I hope to see you in... You're still in losers bracket, but I definitely hope to see you in more of these. It was really nice seeing you play, and some really good adaptations coming through there as well. So GG's, well played. And Molly from YouTube chat was asking, who's the co-caster? Sue, do you want to introduce yourself a bit?
I am Suwusuri, or I go by other names like Corvi or Suwu, things like that. I've just been in the community for a while. I don't normally cast. I'm pretty new to this. But I moderate in your PvP. I've been around for probably like a year and a half, something like that. I also stream myself. I'm not plugging myself. I'm just saying that I'm used to streaming, so I'm around the community.
Yeah, no, you've been doing an absolutely exceptional job, and I look forward to having you on up here again, Suwu. But now we're on to round two. Without further ado, the rest of round two,
Thank you.
Kiwasao versus Poisson. And if we could just get a shout out for Susuri in Twitch chat, that would be appreciated. And I'll actually update the. I'll send a link in the YouTube chat in a little bit. You're gonna shout yourself out, aren't you, Suwu?
I think I did it great.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, let me just get all of the things set up. I think it's Kiwasao. I can't. Kiwasao. There we go. I think I spelled it right. We'll soon find out. Enda typos are an institution, I think, at this stage. I think my personal favorite one all the way through the years has to be Dark Soup versus Zero. That was definitely a highlight. Hey, listen, that was a stressful day, okay? Oh man, that were you around for the chain tourney actually?
I wasn't, but I don't even blame you for your typos because I would do the same. My typos would be horrendous with the overlay.
You wouldn't. Oh my lord! It's been wild. That was casting. It was the first. We couldn't get anyone to do OBS because no one wanted to run the free cam stuff. It was actually the first time we had both free cam and health bars. I think we had health bars for that. I forget, but my god, that was hysterical. Absolutely hysterical tourney. Big call outs to Moon. I think it's Moonblind Witch who funded that tourney. Absolute fucking legend. One of Steel's viewers just insisted that we host that thing on the chain. Oh wow, that was emotional. That was an emotional affair. I was like a kid in a candy store though, playing with the free cam for like 3 days beforehand. I'm like, look at this! I can go upside down, chat. This is crazy. We can zoom in on the players. I had so much fun. Oh my lord.
The glazing of the free cam.
It's so good. It's listen, okay?
It is really good.
Okay.
No, it deserves it. It deserves it. I'm with you.
Do you really want to go back to Stormvale?
There's part of me that misses the ledging of people and being able to just bow people with great bow, but not really.
SV is so small. SV, you know what? I will say this. I will die on this hill. I am a Stormvale stan, okay? The only arena that was in any way better, not for tourneys, just for play, Lasker. Can we go back to Lasker?
Lasker, yeah. No, Lasker was like Old Wolf. It was pretty good.
You know, you had the square. No, you wouldn't have been around. Let's not. You lie. Lasker was based. It was based.
Lasker was the way to avoid FPS issues.
It was. Any 30 FPS on Stormvale enjoyers real? Jesus. All right, let's get this show on the road as we have Kiwasao and our dear friend here, Poisson. On Poisson.
Oh, is that the Lion Hill? Or is that
It's the small one. It's kind of the foot in the door in the furry convention. I think that's how it works. But it's not quite as on the nose. Did you show builds? Oh, that's a good point. We should show builds. Let's take a quick peek at the builds. There. And there we go. We are going to see Dex versus Strength yet again. Physical builds are eating good this patch. Holy sheesh.
Kiwasao's using the butchering knife or the tarnished. What is it called?
I actually can't remember. It's what's that? It's a weird class of weapon as well, isn't it?
The man-eater or whatever the heck it's called.
It's the one from DS. It's Mildred's one from DS2. Okay, that's and DS3. Sorry, that's the one. But either way, folks, okay. We do have both of our players in once we fix our overlay issues. There we go. Let's get the show on the road. Sue, count me in. Butchering knife. There we go.
3, 2, 1.
Alley, and we are going to see this. The physics are used by both, and Kiwasao going for his regular punishes. He really likes those consumable punishes right off the bat. I would say on paper here, this is maybe a bit of projection. I'd actually say that the halberd does really well into this. That off-axe can just bully, absolutely bully here. And the fact that I'm fairly sure that it's just a regular Great Cat here on the side of Kiwasao, that I think that this is actually pretty good. The hyper armor here on the butchering knife might actually be kind of problematic here. However, it is going to be South America.
On the off.
Yeah, no, for sure. Really, really solid here. As we're going to keep that nice bit of punishing up there. It is going to be Ukraine into South America, so it's going to be pretty rough for both of our players here. And both of them are using setups that really benefit from that latency. So I'm going to be super curious to see. And that trade there that comes out, forced back now as Passam. Both sides very, very even. But on paper, how do you see this matchup, Sue?
On paper, I see it pretty evenly. I think with the true combo that the off rack gets with the butchering knife does a lot of damage, and it's really it's free. It's just a free trade. It's just very well put together. I think the halberd though definitely does have a good chance at countering it though because of the in and out that you can get with the halberd and the off axe.
Yeah, the off axe there comes in clutch there. Look at that. Just that. And speaking of true combos, that's just grotesque. And the fact that it always has a guaranteed stagger as well. It's just able to go step R1, step R1, and then you also have the backswing as well for the follow up if you're not feeling like actually trying to go for Le Vortex. Another interesting thing, if we do see a two-handed, oh my god, that trade that comes out there. But it is going to be Poisson carrying out the en passant. Passant, mon ami! Actually managing to get a really nice punish there at the end, and I believe it was Poisson who actually took the win there. GG's.
J'aime le Great Cat.
Je l'adore, le Great Cat, mon ami. Je n'ai pas... Pardon, madame. Je n'ai pas les français. Parler anglais? Non? Oui?
Parler anglais, oui.
Oh, oui,
Parler français,
Both.
what's so-so? I forget what so-so is.
Isn't poisson fish? Or am I delusional?
It is. It's fish.
Okay.
Poisson.
I'm so cool. How am I so correct all of the time and never wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do it.
All right. Good match, good round. We have both of our players in and ready to go. Poisson taking the first round. Kiwasao in behind in our best of 5. So give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
We got there. It was there or thereabouts, right? But either way...
I started late for that, too.
Yeah, you're so based, bestie. But either way, we do have both of our contestants going for their physics, going for the regular consumable punishes, and they're both chilling now in neutral. Both sides pretty hesitant here to get into range, and I can't say I blame them. That Phantom is going to be absolutely obscene between these two players, and the Smith script is out trying to get those little bit of a pokes in neutral. Uh-oh, that run under there coming in clutch, and we see the late hits coming through here all the way on the side of Kiwasao, who's just able to keep that nice bit of pressure. Passant there, going for a decent-ish job there. Beautiful spacing, confident spacing comes out there on the side of Passant, who goes for a running attack, managing to get the anti-air there. Does elect to roll and double roll both of those attack there that come out there. Forced back now all the way. We do see both players here. Oh my god, sword dance.
Wow.
That is quite the cook here. I have to say I'm absolutely loving the setups that come out here on the side of Kiwasao. They have just so much creativity and they're just devious in the extreme. We are going to see Poisson here forced back though. Was for that running attack, punishing the grease there. Very, very nice showing here on the side of Poisson. Is this matchup carrying out as you'd think it would, Sue?
Honestly, kind of. Yeah, I think Kiwasao is cooking with the butchering knife and the off-rack combo. I think Poisson is struggling with the hyper that comes out of both of those weapons.
Yeah.
Especially considering that Halberd only stuns for so long, so if Poisson doesn't keep mashing or doing a combo or anything, Kiwasao can just L1 or R1
Yeah, for
into
sure.
it.
Yeah, for sure. And I see it here. Oh, my lord. That hyper comes through there. The rack just goes to town. And the weed cutter comes out there. The strimmers goes burr here in this one, as we are going to see both players here playing very, very slowly. Good plays, though, on the side of Poisson, who's really trying to just find that spacing. Tries to go for that anti-air, punish that empty jump, but just ends up running straight into that. We need a flame strike here on the side of Kiwisao to really end this. But we do see the red feather that comes out here, and the knives. The knives are out for a finish, ladies and gents, as we do see. No, he eats
The
it from
Smith
Kilo.
dagger.
Oh, the Smith script dagger comes in for that finish. Sorry for the gun kill. GG's though. Very nice play though from the side of Kiwiso, playing very, very patiently all the way through here, and actually doing I'd like to say a really nice job there of just keeping up that pressure, knowing when it's safe to engage, but really, really nice stuff. I have to say, Kiwiso is carrying themselves with a very, very well in this matchup, and the halberd definitely helps. As someone who's been maining halberd pretty much since launch, I can say with the utmost certainty that not having that guaranteed break on that halberd is definitely a bitter pill to swallow. But I will say, Poisson is keeping these matches very close, keeping Kiwiso pretty damn honest all the way through here. You know, you always have that worry of that off axe to come through. You have those backswings, even if you have a little bit of pressure. And yes, Kiwi, the gun kill. But either way, Suwu, I'm pretty stoked for this next match. 1-1 on the scorecard. Are you at the ready?
I'm at the ready.
Count us in then, bestie.
3, 2, 1.
Ale, and the physics are out. And I'm curious here if we'll see any changes come out. Speak of changes, we do see the scythe out here on the side of Kiwisao. Talk me through what the side's going to be able to do here.
I guess good stun in anti-air. Also, the CR1 on it. Again, good keep out.
Mm-hmm.
Probably also the sweeps from the jumping, as Kiwisao just did there. I would assume also really good roll catching.
Yeah,
to come out of it.
Oh, the tracking there was kind of tragic there on that one. Force back now once again are both players here looking for any and all opportunities to come through. You know, we're seeing the swap over on the side of Poisson there onto the Great Cat here, which is definitely going to come in clutch here, and we might see again, you know, that the regular Great Katana is really, really strong. It has a really good mixed game. It is a crouch setup, and it tries to go for those vortexes, but we're back to a Great Cat mirror. It's really a popular setup here, Suwu.
That second R2 missed again on Kiwisao, going to R1ing Poisson for the second R1. So I think the hitbox, it might benefit from maybe free aiming that slightly.
Yeah, for sure. And I think free aims are going to be one of those things that's going to be developed pretty nicely. It's like kind of reminds me an awful lot of Shunter. It's like Shunter got removed and then replaced with this thing, you know?
Yeah.
Being able to get those free aims reliably is very important, but the spacing here on the side of Kiwisao, actually managing to get some really solid damage here. And that walkout after that, realizing, you know what, I'm stuck in a bad position. I think it's time for me to just go for that shoot, get the hell out of dodge. And just really nice spacing all in all from here from Kiwisao, who's playing very, very patiently. Poisson here still behind. Oh, and the off rack there. Combo comes through into the flaming strike. Doesn't go for the follow-up. Elects for that walkout again. This is really working for Kiwisao.
Yeah, I think it was good that Kiwisao didn't go for that follow-up. I think Poisson would have been able to get out of it and then run back into an R1.
Oh, just
or potentially an R2.
Yeah, for sure. And those punishes coming through here. Poisson is on death's door. The Smith scripts come out again.
The gun,
no!
the Bloodborne gun.
God,
not the Evelyn.
No, the Evelyn is out for sure. Oh dear, the writer splash, right? It's okay. For a weapon that's absolutely horrifying in that game, I will give it credit. It's cool as anything. Okay. Oh my god, but either way, we are going to see both players here come out. The whip to finish it out!
Oh, the whip's back.
The end attack! The end attack is through. The whips are out, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear, oh dear. Whew! So what a match once again. Holy sheesh!
Oh, holy sheesh. So we clip into the wall for a second. I'm happy to see the whip come back out. I like the mix up of I like the constant swaps that Kiwasao does to
Yeah.
keep it mixed up. So at first it was the hype, like the pure hyper armor true combo, but then it moved to the scythe where it's still true combos, but it has really good sweeps on the jump, which Kiwasao was throwing out pretty well. As well as the spacing where you can get the roll catch from the R1 of the scythe. So yeah, just really well done, and I think USL might be on the whip now, or at least will probably swap to it a lot more for this potentially final match.
Yeah, it could be. This is match point for Kiwasao here. Poisson's kept it close all the way through, and again, 57 strength compared to the 50 dex here on the side of Kiwasao, and I'm stoked to see how this one is going to pan out. So this is turning out to be one. All of these sets are so close.
Oh,
what is going on? Oh,
Poisson's using what's that new from Gaius, Commander Gaius, that new weapon, the HCS.
Oh,
On his strength build, that's going to do a lot.
The sword
interesting.
lance. The sword lance.
Sword lance.
All right. For context, ladies and gentlemen, that sword lance has two-shot many's a poor fool in a PSN tourney. This thing is evil, and I'm excited to see what it's going to do in the hands of Poisson. Sue gives the count in.
3, 2, 1.
Boom! Away we go. Physics drunk, bombs thrown. What are we gonna see? What does this matchup even look like?
I think Poisson might actually pull it back on this one unless Kiwasao can find out a counter to it. Because the damage from the sword lance is just insane.
Yeah, and as well as that, on this latency as well, again, EU to SA, you're going to have that ability to force trades here, which is going to be super, super nasty, and it's exactly what the sword lance, they really need to make a difference in those words there, I think. But good showing here. Good jump attacks into the true comp. That's a lot of damage, I think. Oh my god. Oh my god, force back now once again. Kiwasao's tears already procced. Oh no. Oh dear, Kiwasao's on the back foot.
Okay.
No, go.
Great rack now. With the that should be able to anti-air at least the HCS, but it's gonna force the trade into the R1 mass from Poisson, and Poisson takes it.
We do a little bit of mashing, ladies and gentlemen, just a smidgen. So, for all those people who don't remember the good old times,
Oh god.
when HTS had a true combo, I'll never forget it. I was in a fight club, and Melee, I think it was Melee, was like, guys, I don't think that HTS is good for the game right now. I was like, what you mean? Watch this. As he proceeds to jump R1 his way to glory all the way through it. And I was like, I'm gonna be real, I'm pretty bad at this game. I don't know if this is a skill issue, but that feels bad, man. And I love FromSoft. I love FromSoft for taking something that is just was so morally questionable to use in bracket and just going, nah. Bring it back. HTS deserves to be in the meta conversation again. And you know what? Given the state of the game right now, I don't even think it's meta. I think this is still an off meta pick.
Oh, it's not meta, but it's definitely it's nice for HCS players to be able to have that. Like Sip for I don't think Sip plays it, but I know Sip would really enjoy Sword Lance, I think.
Has he hung up the reins? Is he retiring from the prairie?
I'm not too sure. I haven't seen Sip in a while, so I'm not too sure.
Too busy going insane reading Kant, and I can't say I fucking blame him. Do you get it? Can't, ha ha ha. Either way, see what counts in.
3, 2, 1.
I was a bit late. I was just a little bit off. Okay,
wow.
We get it right.
You're always late.
Well, I mean, you'd sooner me that than early. But either way, we are going to see both of the players here going for their respective buffs and stuff. Force back in here. You see the jump there from Kilo. The whip is actually a really good tech into this, I feel. But we see those trades come through once again. And that's really going to be the defining feature of this matchup, Sue. Those trades, always the way.
Yeah, and Paswan just swapped over to swapped up the life ring to shield tally, so Poison's pretty much reset. Kiwasao might be able to do good keep out with the whip, but it might be a long match, and it's gonna have to be constant, just probably CR1s or quick pokes with the whip. Oh, into the trade.
Yeah, force back now once again. We do see that Stormblade come through there, and good rollouts here on the side of Kiwasa. But he's actually managing to get that force in. That damage is just obscene. And the he actually
Ooh.
manages to proc that with the Stormblade. Really nice stuff.
Yeah, and, sorry.
No, no, go, go, go.
I didn't have anything. You
I
can go.
hate you.
Sorry.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate it. I hate it. But we are going to see there that whip comes through there. But again, that damage just doing absolutely obscene stuff there. Force back in now once again. We are going to see the Stormblade come through there. Almost out of it. Just the turnaround here in this stock is just insane. That the sword lance there is just doing such a good job here of keeping up that pressure. The Stormblade comes out there trying to keep Kiwasao from getting that ballast off and the hit from Kilo.
Oh, the reach.
What a round, Suwu. What a round.
I gotta say the poison grease was definitely a good idea, especially on this latency. So that was a really good play, getting that poison off on Kiwasao.
Yeah, and not having access to rot, I think for a beginner's bracket specifically, rot might be just a little bit too much.
It's
But
too much,
but
for sure.
poison, I think you have to. The thought process behind allowing poison for most setups is that I think that learning bolus pressure and learning bolus and like the act of bolusing itself, I think is pretty damn important. And we see it there. Just not being able to get that bolus off just cost Kiwasao so much momentum, so much pressure, especially when they're just that constant risk of damage is just there. And when they're that low, they have to. There's no choice in the matter. You either have to force insane pressure, which you can't really do with the whip. I think that the poison came in clutch there in just keeping Kiwasao on his toes, and as well as the insane damage, that comes through. That setup is just evil. It's very very evil. But
The
a good
range on it
showing.
too is deceiving, especially with the latency.
Yeah,
So that's probably
yeah.
why Kiwasao didn't roll.
The Phantom is really, really strong here, and it does look for the winners' finals here. We are going to be seeing Alter versus Poisson, but we're going to take, I think, a quick break here, ladies and gentlemen. Just like to thank you all so much for everyone who's here. The subs from earlier, Mendobot, of course. Thank you so much for the tier 1. That was absolutely fantastic. Little Lover for the follow, and of course Alexander Potfriend and Solcius. I think that's how I say it. Really appreciate that all the follows. But Sue, do you have any final thoughts in the beginnings of? Oh my God, Osiris J
Osiris
with
just
more
kicked in.
love. I hate you. I actually hate you. Thank you so much. I really, really do appreciate it. But do you have any thoughts before I tear up here on the round so far, Bestie?
I really like the comeback from Poisson swapping to the sword lance. I'm happy to see that because so far we've just been seeing great cat gameplay, which is perfectly fine. But I do like that swap up because it is such a dangerous weapon, and I think people underestimate it. And I think it's a good learning experience as well for people to see because HCS is still difficult to deal with,
Yeah.
and not many people use it, so it's hard to get experience against HCS.
I'll finish off by just saying, I said in a recent tier list video that, HTS is bad, but when you fight the HTS mains, oh my God, can they rock your
It's
world.
scary.
It's like
It's
Sith
terrifying.
bunny hopping his way to glory. Oh, but either way, we'll chat you all in just a minute. Thank you all so much for the support, and congratulations to all the players so far. You've played an absolute blinder. See you in about 5 minutes, folks. Mwah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are very, very welcome back to the beginner's bracket number 10 for PC. We, of course, have A2 versus Kiwasao. And I am joined, of course, by the wonderful, the illustrious Suwu. Suwu, have you been enjoying yourself so far?
I have been, very much so.
Hells to the yeah, and it does look as though we are in losers round 2 as opposed to whatever that jumbled mess on screen. Oh god, let me fix that real quick. Oh dear. Ugh. Where is it? There we go. Okay. Whew, whew, whew. All right, we got there.
Wow.
But either way, I know
I thought you fixed your overlay.
Shh. Alright, didn't fix it on that screen. But either way, let's take a quick build. Moving swiftly along. Let's take a quick look at the builds here. It does seem that it's going to be Dex going on right now. Kiwasao, who's going to be on the Rakshasha, versus the funny new Scythe here on the side of A2.
Wait, I think they also have a bow in their offhand. I think that might be the new bow.
I can actually see it. Yeah, I'm curious as to... Uh-oh. I think I know what bow it is.
I think I know too.
Oh,
I'm
no.
Scared.
Oh, okay. Well, that was a rules oversight. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to see what war crimes. It's A2's time for the war crime, I believe. Either way, as we do see the rune arc being used there. Oh God. give us the countdown, Suwu.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom, and away we go. We see the physics here. Tries to go for that punish there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The bleed. Oh, this is not going to be good. Uh-oh. Remember we said it? Both of them are playing kite.
Oh my gosh.
And it missed.
Oh, the miss.
Oh no. Forced back in now once again. The bow managing to get maybe a little bit of status build up. Can't tell, but unfortunately caught in menus there is the side of A2 who's going to go for the full weapon art. Not quite able to connect. Forced back now once again. Tries to go for the weapon art again and goes for the entire thing. Actually managing to get a nice bit of pressure. Nicely done there. We are going to see the flame spurt come out there. Not quite able to get the damage. Forced back now once again. A2 is very much coming from behind here. Trying desperately to keep up a bit of pressure. We are going to see yet more bow shenanigans come through, but it's so low on its startup that it's just not able to get enough damage as we are going to see the off-axe come out. But unfortunately, the whip... End of the whip back in spirit once again, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be Kiwasao taking the first stock of this best of 3. Oh me, oh my.
Kiwasao is not playing around, pulling out the whip right away.
No, it's like, I see that bow. I know what that thing can do. Uh-oh, I'm just going to go nopers. And you were going to take an insane amount of damage.
Are sleep arrows banned? I didn't get to see that part.
Don't actually. I think sleep bolts are banned, but I forgot to ban sleep arrows.
Arrows. Oh. No.
Oh dear. Oh dear. This is Well, you know what we do, ladies and gentlemen? We rock and roll. We roll with the boys and girls. Oh, you hate to see it, but either way, what a round, guys! Can we have a mutual agreement?
No, okay. I think A2 should swap to sleep arrows. I think A2 is struggling with the whip against the whip a little bit, which again, completely understandable. Whip is hard. I struggle against whip. I think sleep arrows would even this match out. You know, I think it would be quite. It'd be interesting.
It might be something, but either way. GG's. Give us the count-in.
Wait,
oh, the score.
score.
Yeah, Kiwasao was 1. I never pressed the Control S. There we go. Alright. Give us the count-in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom! And away goes the bolts. The physics are drunk. The players are getting up to no good. And speaking of no good... Oh, but it missed! The actual sleep did manage to miss. And are we going to see a swap over onto Shouldn't it be? But you know what? You're onto something there, Chile. We are looking at some insane pressure here on the Patas. We're actually seeing the Pata swap here on the side of A2 as well, which is kind of a curiosity. Keeping up that nice amount of pressure there. Force back in now once again. We are going to... Oh, the mash. Ooh. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. The mash coming in clutch, but the interrupts coming through as well. Into that trade there, and Kiwasao is still ahead. A2's damage seems really, really low for the amount of amount she's actually getting in there. Good roll discipline that comes out there once again. Force back in now once again. Here is procced here. And just that mash comes through. And Kiwasao is doing a good job of just not letting that sheer aggression actually catch them off guard. Oh, but the mash there, right in their face. Tries to keep up the pressure. Probably would have been a smart than both sides going for it.
Both have flame.
And the whip comes through. And that is going to be Kiwasao moving on into the next round. GG's.
GG's.
To both. What an emotional roller coaster that was.
Thank you, A2, for trying to sleep, Bo. I appreciate it. I just wanna say I'm happy to see you use that little loophole in the rules that Enda seemed to neglect.
Well, you know, I was worried. It's like, oh, I need to set up the rule set in order to do this and that and the other, and then other things kind of happen. I am curious though as to why we haven't seen any Claws of Night used yet. That is a curiosity here.
People might be mutually agreeing not to use it. But it might be something someone pulls out for finals. I wouldn't be surprised if someone has that as like an offhand, or like the off rack and then the Claw of Night in the main hand.
Yeah, of all the things, you know, when you craft a rule set and you're like, I want this thing to be strong because I want to be seen, and then people don't use it, but instead use another rule set over. Yeah. There you go. There we go. I have Mantis versus Osiris. Is going to be the next round, and we are just waiting. More like Claws of Boring. I hate to fight the whole day in the arena. Fair enough. But I am going to be curious as to what we're going to see Mantis and Osiris pull out here. Mantis has been using that Grey Cat and used it to great effect.
Yeah, no, Mantis. I also am excited to see the because it's NA versus NA, so spacing will be a lot tighter. And seeing as Mantis was running out of most of the Great Cat running R1s and stuff from other fights, she can definitely get really, really tight spacing in this match.
All right, so let me just get Osiris.
And then with Osiris's CGS, I would assume he might be going CGS. It could turn out either way.
Yeah, for sure. This could very much go either way. I just realized both contestants are actually already in. Let me get all of my shenanigans set up. And Mantis female. Yeah. Let's take a quick peek at the builds, ladies and gentlemen, to see what we're going. We see Osiris here rocking. There we go. Ooh. There, the clean rot. By the looks of things. Yeah, I'm always shocked that it doesn't come out more. Versus the Great Cat here on the side of Mantis. Strength versus Dex. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, the build of diversity knows no bounds. But, Suwu, give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
All right, and away we go. We are going to see both players here going for their respective buffs. Osiris sticking on that Clean Rot, and I can't say I blame him. Clean Rot is still an exceptionally strong setup here. And the Great Cat might be able to give it a run for its money, as we do see. Was that the R2 that came out there? Nice Chilling Mist comes out. Interesting. And the Chilling Mist is out here. Osiris playing a very, very slow, careful game here. Not really giving much in the jump R2 there to try and get the interrupt and hyper armor. But I don't believe it's the Rakshasha that Mantis is using here. So there's not really all that much reason to be all that scared. I think Osiris can afford to be an awful lot more aggressive here. Move in, get those interrupts and pretty much everything that Mantis... Oh, the roll-ins there are tragic into the mash. And even with the 121 poise limit, I will say Clean Rot is still absolutely disgusting. Because I know what I'm going to be rocking in the FOC. FOC this weekend.
Oh, no.
As we are going to see here, the Bolus comes out here unpunished by the side of Mantis. I think that Osiris needs to keep keep up that little bit of pressure to try and force out. The jump R2 comes out. Again, no real need, but we do see the PSSS come out. Interesting choice here. That is a curiosity. PSSS is definitely good into TS in the sense that, true, it doesn't have the ability to punish much of what it does, but it used to be able to outtrade it. I'm not so sure if that's still the case anymore, as we do see the Dismounter come out, but the Dismounter into this is kind of a curiosity, because now PSSS does most certainly... The PSSS certainly has something that can whiff punish now, which is definitely going to elevate that a considerable margin.
Yeah, the hyper on the CGS is and the roll catching with the running R1 and as well as the R2 might be able to outtrade the PSSS at this point.
Yeah, and you, as you say it, the caster's curse comes through, and that's going to be Osiris taking the first stock there. Mantis just not able to get the spacing right that she needs to. Yeah, definitely. Oh, we are going to see Mantis floating in space there just a little bit in time and space. Let's take a quick peek at that last match though. That was a curiosity for sure there. And you know, I still think the PSSS, I know that the damage has been reduced by a considerable margin, and on the rule set as well, the Crouch R1s not being able to force those rolls, but let's be honest with you, people could just force trade the Crouch R1 anyway, so it's not like it's that much of a loss. But Mantis just not able to get the spacing there and just not quite able to get the damage that she needed to really force Osiris into a position where she could get the good punish.
Yeah, and in Osiris swapping off the TS, I think if Osiris stayed on the TS, still probably would have won the trades, but I think it was a good play to go with the hyper. And again, the CGS has really good roll catches, so it's a good mix up in the playstyle that Mantis was forced to kind of adapt around.
The mix potential, dude?
The mix-up potential's crazy, bro.
But either way, we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. Mantis up on match point. Mantis down 0. Did I say Mantis twice? I might have. Either way, count me in soon.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, get it right. God damn it. Either way, we do see both of our contestants here going for their respective buffs right off the bat here. We do see Osiris here chilling like a villain. We do see Mantis going over to the Patas. Patas into Cleanrot is an interesting one. Patas can cover so much ground, but Cleanrot can do an awful lot of interrupts here. I'm actually curious, can Cleanrot carry out roll-ins against these ones? I'm not actually sure if the mash comes out soon enough. Oh, that was unfortunate though, going for that as opposed to just a rolling R1. Into the trades with punish restored once again, ladies and gentlemen, as we see the mashes coming out there. We do see the swap over. Osiris not confident into those mashes. Again, Cleanrot just doesn't have the damage output. Patas just do so much. But the Flaming Strike here comes out trying to get that nice little bit of pressure. Forced back in now once again. Mantis doing a good job of not falling for any of the shenanigans, wanting to play a much more careful game, trying to leverage just the range advantage that she has. Keeps going there, is going to get that R2 out. Again, that shoot and scoot playstyle of I get the damage, I run back out again is really, really strong. Oh, the finger!
Oh my gosh.
What on earth, as we see the jump R1 come out there into the R2 right off the gate. Just, you have so many options. You can either go for that standing R1, or you can go for those R2s to try and get the roll catch. This thing's range on them is absolutely insane. And the sheeps! The Welsh in shambles!
It takes it.
Evening out the score. That was a bad day to be Osiris, I think. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Oh.
Mantis had really, really good R2s on the Patas. That was really good play of the hitting and then getting out like that. I'm happy to see Mantis adapt around that. And Osiris handled it pretty well, I think, up to swapping to the CGS. And then I think Osiris got a little bit too...
lost in the sauce,
maybe,
I think is the word you're looking for.
A little too lost in what was going on, but it happens. It's okay.
No, but a good showing here on the side of both of them. You know, Osiris trying just the finger, of course, is hysterical whenever you land it. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know, you need that serotonin every now and again, but just look at the amount of damage that you're able to output with that thing. It's just absolutely insane. But the sheeps. the lightning ram is just hysterical. I think, whatever about the finger, the lightning ram is just so freaking funny. Absolutely hysterical. And I can't wait to see how this next match is going to go. I don't know why Osiris keeps leaving World. This is weird. But yeah, good showing
Might be
here.
swapping builds.
Could be. It is legal within the rule set, hilariously enough, as most people don't end up reading it.
Yeah, the club went really well, especially when Mantis was trying to roll out, Osiris was able to catch on the final R1. I also want to say I think Osiris went for the weapon art kind of early like that because I think Osiris expected Mantis to be a lot more aggressive with how low that Osiris was.
Keep saying he gets booted out after every death or something. That's really weird. I know it's allowed. I'm just too lazy to make another build. Fair enough, Alter. Fair enough, Alter.
But no. I also want to say I know it was sorry.
No. Go,
I know it was a panic roll, but Osiris, you can when you get hit by the lightning ram, you can wait a second to roll that. You can still reaction roll that the follow up on that.
Yeah,
I don't mean the backseat, but
no, you're perfectly fine. Again, knowledge checks like that can be really frustrating and pretty tilting. I'm telling you, I'm not trying to leave. Yeah, no worries. I'm just curious as to whether or not there's something that I can do to stop it.
It might be just a connection thing. It might be weird.
Yeah, it could be. Either way, it does seem as though we have both of our contestants in and ready to go. Oh, that is the wrong one. Stop looking at my face. All right, Suwu. It does seem as though we have both of our contestants in. Osiris in blue, Mantis in red. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
On the button, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see both of our players here go for their physics. We are going to see that chilling there in neutral. And we see it. And they're looking at that. They're managing to actually get that nice bit of pressure out there as well. Osiris doing a decent job of actually forcing that. Roll out is going to be pretty much untouched here. We do see Mantis sticking on the Grey Cat once again in the mirror. Again, we've had so many Grey Cat mirrors here today. I'm kind of super curious to see how it pans out as Osiris is going to be hit there. Good showing of the sword. Dansu comes out there into the piercing fang, but it doesn't hit. Good punish there on the side of Mantis, though. Really starting to cementing that lead very much so as Osiris tries to go for that follow-up. The R2 is not going to land. Osiris, they're going for the follow-up R1 there. Goes for it again, but unfortunately those jumps are going to come through. Mantis actually managing to get that punish. Forced back in now. Once again, we are going to see both players here looking for those opportunities to get the damage in. Goes for an empty jump there. Is going to manage to get the punish there on Osiris. Osiris's tear is gone. He is in a spot of bother as the sword, the Dansu, finishes it out. And that is going to be the end of that. Mantis female moves on into the next round. What did you think of that round, Suwu?
Really nice comeback, Mantis. That was really well handled. Osiris, also really good job. With the replay.
Oh, wrong replay. Wrong replay. Oopsie
yeah.
Daisy. And there we go.
The sword dance finish was really nice, and I do like the Osiris's piercing fangs. He tried to catch the roll and try to get Mantis to panic. Yeah, just really well, really good match. A great cat mirror and went really well. Good job, guys.
Yeah, the mirrors are always super. Matchups can, especially in a game like Elden Ring, when there's so many that I've said this before. I'll say it again. There's a matchup matrix in this game to a degree that I don't think existed in the other ones. It's like certain setups are really strong into other setups, but then you end up seeing, just it can be completely bodied by something else, which I think adds an interesting degree of depth to the game that you have to understand. You actually have to take a actually concerted effort to understand what matchups are what. Obviously, S tiers beat most things in the game, but that's kind of how it works. Weirdly enough, isn't that strange that setups that are good do really good, that do end up doing really good. But no, looking at it here, wait, what? Hang on a second. Why is that not working?
I also wanted to say, Mantis, your R2s were really nice. I enjoyed. I think you were trying to do the backstep R2. Or not the backstep R2, or at least the one that does the backup. But the R2s are really nice with the sweeping, especially the jump sweeping.
Yeah, it most
Good night,
certainly can.
Osiris.
Yeah, take care, Osiris. Thank you so much for coming. You played an absolute blinder. Same for A2 and everyone else who's been Breeze, Osiris, A2. You all have played absolutely exceptionally. Absolutely adored having you all in. But yeah, it's yeah, for sure. And Darcy's has said put in it. But my favorite part of the matchup matrix is that it's all also modified by how good the player is at all of them. 100%. That is very, very true. And now we're just waiting for Alter here in the semi-finals and what is going to be the first of the best of sevens. Do you have any suspicions as to what we're going to see here in the fight between Poisson versus Alter?
Poisson versus Poisson, you mean?
Did I... What? I'm so stupid.
I expect to probably see Claws of Night and Clean Rot and stuff like that come out a lot more now that it's towards the finals. But I maybe might see Scythe again, considering that Scythe is pretty good keep out for most of those weapons. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of a curiosity, you know. Claws of Night is, of course, obscene. It's a very, very strong setup. It's able to do an awful lot of work. I believe the damage is currently bugged on it. But we do see Alter right off the bat, who's on a Great Cat, which is interesting. We might be seeing yet more Great Cat action all the way through this tourney by the looks of things. So this is
I think
the
yeah,
flavor of the
Alter
week.
might stay on Great Cat. Yeah, I mean it's a fun weapon. I think well, I mean Alter said he didn't make another build, so it probably is going to remain Great Cat for Alter. But at least from Poisson, he might stay on Sword Lance, or he might swap to something else that does nuclear damage.
Yeah, the sword. I actually think that the sword lance might actually be the play here because of it is going to be Belarus versus versus Uruguay, which is going to be rough for sure. But on top of that, just being able to force those trades, it's going to depend whether or not Alter's on the rack or not, which I can't quite make out from here. But we'll soon find out as soon as the first interactions start to go through. And it does seem as though we have Poisson in World. So let's take a quick sneak peek at the builds. Yeah, it is Rakshasha.
Poisson's hiding their weapon.
Oh, it's the scythe. Huh.
That's right.
It is a strength build as well. Curious. Okay. Okay. Well, Sue, as we get this first match in, do you have any thoughts about this matchup? How do you think it's going to pan out?
I think it's funny that both players are doing the PNG. But anyways, I think honestly, I think it'll be pretty damn close. I think Poisson definitely is really good with the Great Scythe, and Alter has been showing really good center play in the arena with and utilizing the hyper armor on the Rashashasha. So I don't really know actually how this will go.
Well, it will remain to be seen as we are going to crack on, and Sue gives the count in.
3, 2, 1.
Yo, we nearly got it, boys and girls, as we are going to see the bolt out. The physics are drunk, and both of our players here are going to be chilling like villains here in neutral. Both sides looking for any and all opportunities to try and get in. We're going to see that running attack come through. There is going to be rolled, but not that one, though. Unfortunately, the R2 come out here on the side of the Rakshasha as another running attack comes through there to try and catch Poisson unaware, but good rolls coming out here all the way across as the attempt there actually managed to get the... I believe that was a negative space there on the side of Poisson, who's doing a decent job. Force back in, Altered there, is currently in the lead, but only just barely as the... Was that a strafe? Holy moly, and the Crouch R1 that comes through there to try and get that damage on the side. Force back in now once again. Alter isn't going to actually go for the strafe there and actually calls out Poisson's bluff, who is going to swing just out of the way as the weaponer comes through. Cutter. The weed cutter is going through indeed, and force back now. Good rolls coming out from the side of Poisson, who got another strafe and force a trade there once again into the sword dance, but it's just going to whiff on Kilo there for poor Poisson, who is going to be chilling like a villain here in the corner. Tries to go for some mind game shenanigans, but called out in their arrogance, who takes a nice little bit of damage. But that Rakshasha is just going to town here, and that's going to be a...
And the bleed.
The bleed puts it away. Good showing here on the side of Alter, who actually gets some serious damage in right off the bat. Poisson just not able to get the pressure that they needed. Good match, though, Sue. A very, very good match.
I think Alter is definitely improving on using the Great Katana while in tourney. I think he's warming up to it a lot more. I want to say I did really like Alter's sweep towards the beginning. He did like an R2, then tried to sweep it to catch Poisson's roll. So I really liked that. I do really hope Poisson can pull it back with the Great Scythe, honestly, because I do want to see this interaction a lot more of how the CR1 or something like that could interrupt the Rosh Hashanah, but
yeah.
I don't really think it can.
And we do see a swap over here. Now you can't see it. I get a sneak peek onto the halberd off axe here on the side of Poisson. But I'm curious as to how this one is going to go, Sue. Round one
Ooh.
was to Alter. Let's see how this next one goes. Give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
Right, I figured you out. I have the mind games
Nice.
down. We have the bolt in, and that is going to be both players going for their respective buffs. Keeping up that tasty amount of pressure, force back in now once again. We are going to see Alter taking center. You mentioned this before, Sue, and I think it's a good point, is that Alter is doing a good job of actually trying to force his opponent into the corner, but he's giving up an awful lot of pressure in doing it. So I'm kind of curious as to how that's gonna work out in this one as we see these run R1s back and forth here coming through. Poisson just not able to get any little bit of damage there. He has to play off that Hall Axe in this, and on this latency, it's going to be pretty rough as we see the strafe, attempted strafe punished here on the side of Alter as the Flaming Strike comes through. Force back in now once again in the corner, not a place you'd want to be. The Rexasha there getting a bit, and that's the interaction that I love on Hall Axe into Great Katanas in general. They go for the rollout, they think they're safe to press. You are not safe to press at all. You're going to be punished with that standing R1 every time, and it just forces the other person into a position where they have to go for the double rollout or reset to neutral, which you can then on halberd use to set up for the run R1. Of course, there's a mind game there that can call out the shenanigans. Oh, attempted anti-air there, as we do see Poisson go on to the two-handed halberd. The trades back and forth. We're in for a scrap, Suwu. What a scrappy match.
Both players are pretty much even health right now. With Sundew on.
Yeah, and that Sundew is going to come in clutch here as well. Like, thinking of that, just that extra little bit of regen. Given how much they're trading back and forth, this could very much go either way, but that's going to be Alter taking a very marginal lead by like 100 HP, and we see it there, the Flaming Strike there, trying to punish any little bit of aggression, but the Rexasha is going to be chilling at distance, trying to go for those little bits of chip punishes there. Oh, he goes for the Hall Axe
nice
there,
sniper.
forces the roll, and that little crouch there to try and bait out the roll was just perfect as the claws of Night come out there.
There they are.
Uh-oh. Trying to keep up that pressure. R2 from Kilo comes out back the way. He keeps up the pressure. Are we going to see any ability for the punish there? The R2 comes out. He actually managed to get the kill.
Jump, Poisson. Holy shit, Poisson. That was gorgeous. 13 health.
13 health in a dream. Alter is punching drywall right now. If I was in his position, what an exceptional match, Suwu. Like, what are your thoughts? Holy moly.
Well, I want to say, I think, okay, so Alter's playstyle, I think it's a constant swap between passivity and offensive. I think he likes to reset in the center because then it forces the opponent to feel like they're finally out of the corner and to attack, to kind of like keep out of the corner. So then that's when he swaps to the offensive and utilizes the hyper armor on and trades to the other player. I do really like Poisson's swap back to the halberd. Really, really, really nice usage of the off axe combo with the halberd. And again, just a gorgeous fucking jump at the end there to avoid the daggers and then take out Alter in one hit with the red tally. I think it was red tally.
Yeah, it was on red tally there. But yeah, no, someone's asked in chat, I assumed those were banned, lol. I said it in chat, I'll say it again, I have a horrible sense of humor. I think that having one thing that's utterly busted in one of these is really funny to me, and it also gives me footage to what the games actually look like. Claws of Night are obviously insanely strong, especially in this rule set. I'd say that's kind of the point of the rule set, but either way, we do have both of our contestants in. Suwu, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
Too early. Either way, we are going to see both of our players here go for their respective buffs. The bleed grease on the side of Poisson. Huh? I'm...
For Halberd? Interesting.
Unless you're going to get like 50 gazillion ghost hits, I don't think that really counts for much. But he is forcing the trade. Maybe he's trying to get that bleed build up just up a little bit. Unless I could be missing something here as the tally swaps come through. Yeah, he has to be very careful. Has to be playing very careful here. But that R2 actually lands. The jump attacks on Halberd are very lackluster and just they're so slow they're not able to get very much pressure out of it. But we see Poisson here sticking to that bleed build up here. Maybe trying to go for a ghost hit so we can mash with the off axe would be the plan here, I reckon. Force back in now once again. We are going to see both players playing very careful here. The off axe there keeping that pressure, and that's that interaction. The roll attack into a standing R1 into the Halberd. It works every time. It works like a dream. Alter has to be very, very careful here. If he's not careful, he's going to be in for a world of hurt. And I'm going to be honest with you, we don't see the robustness tallies come out here on the side of Alter, which again makes perfect sense as the jump R2 comes through, but he is going to be caught there in neutral. He goes for that off axe. He was expecting some mind game shenanigans and he just did not get it. Forced back into center now. The trade comes through. That's Alter from behind. The off axe just goes ham. He going axe crazy out there, ladies and gents. But the Grey Cat is holding its own. The Raksasha here is able to mash into it, and the difference in HP is actually pretty substantial when you take into account the tier, and Alter is just getting run attacked from Kilo here. He has to be very, very careful. Force back in now once again, just insane pressure coming out here from the side of Poisson. And I can understand why he's going for it. Alter playing very careful, managing to get that. Been very, very respectful here of Poisson. 200 HP to 670. This could very much go either way, as we've seen the standing R1 comes out there to try and get that bit of pressure. Poisson, he's half the map away. That's not good, and the weed cutter comes through there, but it's not quite able to connect into a trade there on the side of Alter. Goes for the run attack. Has to respect it though. The daggers are out. Forced back into center here. Both players are playing very, very careful. But one mistake here from either of them and it is all Jover. 76 HP at Poisson!
Oh, into the Beast Roar! The Beast Roar. Nice finish.
And the roars come out. Would you say that that was a Roar X3 maybe? Or was that a Roar XD?
That was a Roar X3, yeah.
Terrifying. But yeah, that Beast Roar coming out there at the end was definitely the play. Like, just being able to get that amount of... Just that little bit of damage there at the end just to put it away. You know, it's a sorry for the gun kill kind of moment. But that was really, really solid. Well played to both Poisson. Just holding it together just a little bit more to be able to do it in 6. Thank you so much for the gift sub. I really do appreciate it. You're all absolutely incredible. I'm blown away by the support, lads. The beast roars, says Judy Trudy in chat.
Roar.
And I just want to say thank you to Dante Souls TV for the follow. And I'm not going to be harm. Thank you as well. A yapping in dreams, says Judy. But either way, Sue. 1, 2 on the board currently, if I can remember myself. Boom. It's hard out here, you know, having the memory of a goldfish and being able to do this.
Yeah.
Sue, give us the count in. Let's see how this one is going to go. Did you meow? What?
Meow meow.
Okay, give us the count in. Never mind.
3, 2,
It's gonna
1.
be late. It's gonna be late. It's gonna be late.
Wow.
Oh, either way, ladies and gentlemen, we are gonna see both players here going for their respective buffs. On poison still. I don't know. I don't think it's... I think the extra damage would count for so much more here in this matchup. What do you think,
Yeah,
Sue?
definitely. I don't really see why he's keeping the bleed pressure. It's not really even pressure on the bleed, I guess. I would assume... I mean, yeah, the ghost hits, but I don't think it's enough build up to actually get the bleed off on Alter. And Alter can also just swap to Tally if he absolutely needs to, which doesn't seem like he has to.
Oh, that jump attack was tragic. That's why Halberd jump attacks just aren't good. But Poisson has been put through a one-man blender into the block R1 and try and get a follow-up with that stagger. Interesting choice there from Alter. Could have actually gone for another follow-up R1 after the block cancelled there. That would have really pushed it. Oh, the interrupt on the flaming strike. Alter is just going to town here. Those adaptations, we're actually seeing this again. You mentioned this earlier, Suwu. We're seeing Alter go for some really nice pressure, and actually, like, instead of this very slow game that he went for in the first round, he's really maxing out on the aggression. He's aggression maxing, if you will, and trying to go for those nice bits of a pressure, and it's paying off in spades. As we are going to see that fall in there. But the Flaming Strike just gets that interrupt. Interesting little tech there on the side of Poisson. Because if you notice there, he went for the press on the two-handed halberd. It traded and he had time to go for the follow-up Flaming Strike there to actually get the interrupt. He had priority. That's a curiosity. That's very interesting. Oh, the halberd comes through. Both players are quite low. Oh. Alter is just letting his insane lively just go away. He's an R1, L1 away from being put out of this, but 75 HP. Alter's been here before, but he doesn't want to be there again. As the damage comes through, and that's another W for Alter.
Really good feint on the side of Alter at the end there with the wave dash and pretending like going for the CR1 because he was using his aggression for that whole match to make Poisson panic. So then he used that and he feinted him into the CR1, which caught him. That was really, really nice.
Yeah. There's some really nice mind games in this matchup. Again, switching up between the hyper armor on the halberd there is really, really smart. And I will say on top of that, he's doing a really, really good job. Just one moment.
I will say Poisson also has just really, really good Halax gameplay. The interrupts and being able to read when to do those interrupts is very, very nice to see.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna mark the score here for Alter 2-2. This is neck and neck so far, Sue. I actually don't know how this one is gonna go. This is crazy, but it'll remain to be seen.
Sword Lance has come out.
Not playing around anymore. All right, give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom, and away goes the bolt there, and the physics are drunk, and Sword Lance into this hyper armor. I'm not actually sure how this one looks on paper, Sue. I think the Great Cap might actually have this if Alter plays patient enough. He just has to be so careful of that follow-up, that jump R1 into the follow-up R1. I'm kind of super curious to see how it's going to go, and plays like that are really what Alter is going to have to play off of those whiffs. Oh, the standing R1, but look at that, the R2 comes up and gets the interrupt. But both players are still... I think Poisson is just very, very likely didn't win that trade. That's so curious. Oh my god, that follow-up there is just not going to be able to hit. Alter playing a very careful game, managing to get that interrupt. He has to play super aggressive on those whiffs is really how he's going to have to be able to do it. But Poisson chilling here in neutral, probably recognizing that maybe this was not the play. True, I can trade him insane damage, but the age-old adage, Sue, of swing first, lose first.
The R2 hyper into the R1, that's crazy. Oh my god.
Ooh, but the hyper armor here gives Alter an opportunity to actually go for some pressure into a follow-up. Good rollouts there, but Alter not being able to take the pressure, take back the counter pressure there from the whiff. That's really unfortunate. The backstab whiffs there. I felt that one emotionally. But you see Alter here, he's waiting for that second R1 to be the one that he actually goes for the play off of, which is very, very smart play on his part. But the hit from neutral into the weed cutter. Poisson being put through the one-man blender. Force back in now once again. We are going to see both players here actually managing to get some weird random poise event there, but Poisson is just narrowly by a few HP in the difference here. Alter, I think, is an R1 combo here away from being put away, but Poisson here getting hit from neutral there repeatedly, that's risky business. And that ghost hit, that hit actually comes through there, landing. Tries to go for the follow-up there is Alter, and the hyper armor on that comes through, but Alter is actually now quite in the lead via fairly substantial margin here. Alter goes for that Maxi, managing to land that damage, and manages to get put away.
Nice wave dash. I want to say, I think the R2, the jumping R2 is actually a decent idea into Great Cat occasionally on Poisson's end, because the hyper that you get on it and the counter damage from it.
Yeah, and it can tank it, right? It is able to tank the CR1.
It looks... Yeah, the initial jump R2 that Poisson did tank it. I think, or I think the Great Cat missed. But I think it might be able to tank it if once it's already in the attack.
Yeah, for sure. And good play here coming out from both of them. And again, this is a first to 4 altars on 3, Posanas on 2. There is still a considerable way to come back on this. And I thought this dude was banned, says Zhao. No, he was. I went for a 1 month restriction. It seemed like it was an honest mistake, but obviously cheating can't be whatever. If there's another one, it'll be a 2 month ban and then a permanent one. We gotta go with the card restriction here, unless they do something particularly egregious, which Alter admitted to it as soon as he realized what's up, and we had an exchange of DMs, and I decided a month ban was probably sufficient. So that's it. But either way, back in as he is, Alter is doing an exceptional job. So of being honest, Alter the honest for a change. As we do see the Great Cat into the HTS once again. Suwu, give us the count-in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
And the bolt is out once again. The physics are drunk, and both players here doing a fairly decent job of keeping up that pressure. Alter is back to taking center here. He's playing very careful. I say that as he immediately rushes in off the whiff, which he has to be careful of, but not that careful as he goes for a little bit of pressure outside of that. Very good showing there from Alter. Good spacing and really nice attunement to the amount of aggression that he actually needs to go for. Forced back into center. Now the dagger comes out here. Not keeping up the pressure. We are going to see that standing R1 come out here on the side. Poisson.
Break. Oh no. I'm surprised that Poisson isn't using poison right now.
I'm surprised that he ate all of that.
Jesus.
But you reckon the poison might be good in this matchup, Suwu?
I mean, I think it'll help give an edge, like the pressure. I don't think the bleed's doing anything. I think the poison buildup would be better here.
Yeah, for sure. And the Mega Greases as well would definitely come in clutch here as well. The DLC Greases, of course, being basically massive upgrades. Goes for that trade, and I believe Alter wins it just by virtue of the health advantage there. Forced back in now once again. He has his opponent stuck in the corner. Goes for that trade, keeps up that. The bleed proc is going to be rolled, but 184. Oh dear, oh dear. That is just no good.
For Poisson.
Oh, but it could be turned around in an instant here, Suwu, with the damage numbers. As we see Alter try and go for those crouch R1s, the running R1s as well, to try and get that extra little bit of pressure. These Great Cat mirrors are just really, really interesting, you know. And not mirrors, sorry. The Great Cat is just proving to be a very interesting setup for me. Into that trade! Nice. The overextension into a loading screen. And Alter takes a 4-2. Very, very well done on the side of Alter. These matches have been super, super cool.
Yeah, I do wish the Sword Lance fared a little bit better. I did expect it to fare a little bit better into the Great Cat, but Alter just played a really, really good Great Cat game. Just really well done on both ends for these players.
Yeah, it's going to be 4-2. And, you know, into that matchup, I think about it in my head. You know, I'm looking at the Sword Lance, of course, having that insane damage. I think very patient play from the side of Poisson could have perhaps carried the day. We've seen in the earlier rounds when Alter just wasn't able to adapt quickly enough that he'd done a really good job of actually taking the initiative off of him. But when we've seen the slow play and the very, very aggressive, but what's the word from Dark Souls 3? The aggressive spacing here on the side of Alter really did an absolutely phenomenal job of keeping up that nice bit of pressure when it was safe to do so. And that's something that's so goddamn important all the way through, and it paid off in spades. But we are now into the losers round 3, if I can actually get my shenanigans sorted out here, which
I think oh my bad. I think the Sword Lance in this matchup, I think Poisson would have needed to like get a bigger lead at first. But if Alter has the lead before Poisson does, I think Alter can apply too much pressure because of the hyper, that it's hard for Poisson to get off the jumps and to be able to deal enough damage to outtrade once losing the initiative.
Yeah, for sure. And the amount of just the insane damage, Sue, is just obscene. Absolutely obscene.
Beautiful.
It's
Beautiful.
beauty is in the eye of the beholder here. So, but it is.
Listen,
Go on.
I sleep bully people for fun. So.
Yeah, but you're a bad. I mean, okay, you're not a bad person.
I go in seamless. Oh, I'm a terrible person. I go in seamless. I sleep bully them. I do gugs. I do like the 2,000 damage. It's such a win.
You know, I'll never forget. Just as we wait for Kiwasao and Mantis to get in World here, which I should probably start tagging them. I will never forget the Ruleless tourney, the top 8. It was Ruth versus, I think, Inservans. And if memory serves correctly, Ruth was rocking Sleep Bow into Toggle Moonveil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my god, that setup was so funny.
And the recent discoveries with the speed boost has actually made that even better.
Oh no.
You know what the funny part is? It was a setup that was like toxic as all get out, but it wasn't banned on ladder because no one could be arsed running it because it's just that cancer. I actually think that was perhaps the funniest thing. It's like, oh man.
It was really enjoyable to watch that. I remember that. That was really fun. I think I fought against that.
I think you had the leg shaking moment in that was from that entire series that came from, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, it was. Oh my god, I'll never forget getting flame frenzied to death and not knowing how to deal with it because I never dealt with it before.
Montage has rocked that in more tourneys since. I'll have you know. That's
the Dragon Breath gameplay.
Absolutely hysterical stuff. I of all the series that I've ran, that has to be one of the funniest ones. I'm fairly sure of it. Let me just get our players set up and ready.
You could definitely do another one with the DLC stuff.
Oh my god. Swift slash for days, okay? That's all I'd say. I don't think there's any useful data to be taken out of that outside of Swift slash is kind of broken, but either way, let's take a quick look at the builds here that we're going to be rocking. And it's going to be Kiwasao and the Raksasha. It's another great cat mo. Oh, god. Okay, let's go. Oh, are you emotionally prepared for this? It is going to be Dex.
Kiwasao versus Mantis. This is gonna be quite the match with the Great Cat Mirror. I definitely expect Kiwasao to pull out Whip at some point.
If he didn't, I'd be shocked. I'd be upset as we just get the last of our overlay shenanigans sorted. It's still a best of 3, ladies and gentlemen, for losers best of 3. Suwu, are you ready?
I am ready.
Oh, apparently we're not ready. Give me a moment. 3. Here we go. I think that should fix it. Okay.
Oh?
Apparently not. It doesn't fix it. Hang on a second.
Is it because Poison's still in world?
Yeah, Poisson, could you please leave the world just so it doesn't stir up any more problems? Poisson is still in, I think. Alright, well, we fixed it anyway, but if Poisson could be so kind as to leave world, that would be phenomenal. But either way, losers round 3, best of 3. Give us the count in, Suwu.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, boom, and the bolt is out, the physics drank, and the grey cads are unsheathed. It is going to be Raksasha versus the base one, I believe, once again. Which is, again, it's nice that we actually get to see the difference between these two setups. And I think it's kind of curious that having the extra shenanigans on the Great Cat in general, and with the Ashes of War, I've said this a few times, but I do think having the extra Ashes definitely improves its viability into stuff. The fact you can put Sword Dance on that thing and potentially outtrade, the fact you can put Flaming Strike, which greatly improve. Oh my god, that spacing was just insane. Holy moly. Speak of the devil and it shall appear. So the caster's curse is out again. The Sword Dance comes through to try and deal with that hyper armor, but unfortunately Kiwasao is going to be taking some damage as I need to change anything? Do I actually need to change anything? No, I don't think anyone's... Mantis has actually taken the damage here. Although I
I
will...
wonder how Endure would do on the Great Cat. I know that's banned in ladder, but I wonder how Endure would fare on the normal Great Cat.
Yeah, I don't actually know here, as I'm just sorting out these shenanigans. There we go. It should be fixed now. Hyper Armor is definitely going to come in clutch here. That Hyper Armor having the ability to just stand in and just press to its heart's content definitely makes a huge difference. But we can still see here the Grey Cat in general is able to do an awful lot of damage, as we see the tier proc there and the Weed Cutter comes out there. Kiwasao doing a good job of keeping up that nice bit of pressure as well. Force back in now once again. The flames are out, but they're not able to connect to anything. The double tech comes out there to try and get that nice bit of damage. Force back in now once again. We are going to see... Did it not hit?
Missed again.
Did it not?
It missed. Nice.
Certified tracking moment, as we are going to see Mantis female take the stock.
That sword dance punish at the end there was really nice as well. I know it wasn't a full combo, but that was a good chase down. That was good, really well played.
Yeah, and
I also thinking if you combo, I wonder if you could hard swap between the Great Cat and Rasha Shasha to kind of mix up, like, if you have Hyper or not, or your Ashes. Since they look so similar.
Yeah, maybe that might be. Would we call that the forbidden tech? Is that Elden Ring's forbidden tech?
That is the Reddit forbidden tech.
Oh dear! But I realized we had the wrong replay open, but that's okay. Either way, we do have both of our contestants in, and the disco was that I wasn't sure if I'd actually set up the right player as being in world. But either way, Sue, give us the count in once again.
3, 2, 1.
Boom! There we go. We are going to see the physics here. We're going to see the bombs are out as well. But unfortunately not quite able to land here. You know, I think it's some really nice thing, but he's becoming very predictable. That anti-aired like no one's business, and we don't see a strafe come out there on the side of Kibisa, who is getting absolutely hit from Kilo there, but we do see that opportunity to get the bleed Bolus out, and Mantis I don't think has been hit at all. Still on full. Good roll out there on the side of Mantis female, who's keeping up that nice bit of pressure, tries to go for those empty jumps. Empty, not even landing a ghost hit in any of those exchanges either, which is super curious. Standing R1 comes out. Kibasao is playing a little bit more careful, being less inclined to press and more kind of focusing on getting those rolls in, which is definitely a smart play on the side of Kibasao here. But Mantis is still chilling, still going for that swing first, lose first, as she swings first. Never mind, that's not quite what I was looking for. Tries to go for the strafe there to call out that, but
nice. The shield hit.
It's so funny.
Nice jump.
The jump R2 there as well, getting the poise break guaranteed. Mantis is about 600 HP under here, but still, this could turn around very quickly. But that's actually gone up 700 down. Oh my lord. 1,000 HP in the difference here, as Mantis doesn't quite manage to get that change, but does manage to get the end of the sword dance there to try and even this up. Both players are now pretty much on par with one another, especially with both of them having tier up as well. This is actually turned around from being a sweep, 1,000 HP lead, all the way down to Mantis taking the lead now at long last. Force back in now. Those jump attacks come through to try and get those jump R2 punishes, but Mantis is still very much innocent. And that ghost hit there is going to be able to give an extra little bit of HP with the Godskin Swaddling proc there. Oh my god, Egon. Egon's actually coming through to manage to get the... I know what I'm swapping. Yeah, go on.
I want to say with Kiyosao, he swapped his tallies to be stamina with the shield. I'm surprised he hasn't done any more guard counters yet. I guess he's scared of getting guard broken.
Possibly here.
I just wanted to note that that's really interesting. That I think he's prepping for something.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe trying to get any kind of a set. Oh, that sword dance, but getting the R2 interrupt with the hyper armor. That is nice, but it doesn't matter. Mantis female moving on into losers finals. GG to Kiwasao so far. Nicely done, I have to say. Very, very nicely done. You know, listen, Kiwisow has definitely been putting on one hell of a show for us this evening, and they've been doing some pretty decent work all the way through here. Like, if we take a look at that last match, if I could actually get the bloody. Oh, come on, come on, come on! I can do this! I can do this! I'm pro! I'm pro! Please! Ah, there we go.
Wow, I didn't know Mantis used Sword Lance. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. But here we have it. Like, looking at the amount of some really nice mixes there as well from the side of Kiwisow as well, all the way through in those matches. But those sword dances were definitely very, very strong. You know, I have to give credit where credit is due. That is quite the cook, Suwu. Is there any kind of comments from the end of that match that you'd like to bring out here?
Honestly, just really good play on Mantis's end. Kiwisow almost brought it back with that second match. Um, but I think Mantis just played the Great Cat really well, and I'm happy to see that.
No, and they very much did, and they're going to be going up against a Poisson in this finals match, which I'm very, very excited for. But Suwu, we are going to take a very quick break, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Very quick break. I know the yapping is just it's hard on the old voice, but ladies and gentlemen, I really enjoyed this tourney so far. I have to give a special thank you, of course, to my wonderful co-host Suwu here for putting up some excellent commentary, and Amelia, Halvard, Amira, all of these people who, you know, if this thing looks pretty, all of the bells and whistles with all of the stuff, you've all done, you know, this couldn't work without all of these people. So thank you, special thank you to them. But Sue, do you have any closing thoughts on the tourney so far?
Again, just I am really enjoying watching these players play and utilizing the Great Katana. I know Alter pulled the Claws of Night probably to be a bit of a shitter, but
He would never.
He would never. I'm happy to see him get destroyed by an insane jumping attack. But I just wanna say I'm really happy to see the Great Katana, and I think it has a lot of potential, a lot of matchup potential, and I'm happy to see that.
All right. Well, we'll talk to you all in but a moment, folks, and chat you all in a minute. Mwah. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with our bronze match. Oh, I should probably take off the Wind Mantis hat there. We are, of course, on to the bronze match. You know, I spend all this time like, I've sorted this. We're good. We're good. And then no, I don't. You know what? GG's, guys,
Chee-chees.
But yeah, well, we've been having an absolutely exceptional tournament. I hope that everyone who's made it through, A2 has put on some really good matches for us. All of the people here so far have just put on one hell of a show. But Subu, are you excited for this next match? Mantis female
I'm
versus Poisson.
very excited. I'm so excited for this. Yep, I knew it. Poison's gonna be on the halberd. Mantis on the great katana again. I'm curious to see how Mantis handles Poison's halberd. Especially, I'm assuming that she's been watching Poison's halberd play.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited to see how she deals with that.
Yeah, it should be pretty interesting, and I'm super stoked to see how this one is going to go. But we have both of our players in and ready to go, Subusuri. Well, we will be.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, I have to fix that. Never mind. Oh, there we go. So apparently, when people don't leave worlds, just as a little bit of a thing that happens here, when people don't leave the world, it kind of bugs it out a little bit. But it is now fixed. Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho ho! Subu, give us the count in at your leisure.
3, 2, 1.
Right on target as the bolt is out. The players are drinking their physics. And we are going to see Poisson here in blue taking a very aggressive posture here in center. And Mantis just kind of letting them, which is kind of a curiosity, is that as that attack comes through, tries to go for that, as we are going to see just these sword dances come out there, which is of course really good into Halberd, especially if he goes for those run R1s, which is pretty much exactly what you need to do against Halberd. Leverage that hyper armor, try and use those means of it goes for run R1, you can set up for the hyper armor, it can definitely be in. But oh my god, that trade comes through. And what do you think of this matchup though, Subu? What do you feel takes this? I know we've talked a lot about it, but after today, where do you feel like this matchup kind of rests now?
Well, considering how well Mantis has been handling the Great Katana, but also how Alter was, I think the Halberd might slightly have an edge in the matchup now, but I do believe Mantis can get some really good spacing and some good rolls and some good catches with the Great Cat.
Oh, there you
As
go.
we see here with the sword land.
Yeah, the sword dance just does.
Sword.
It's hard to keep up with it, really, isn't it? But yeah, 100%. The Halberd here, of course, is really good. It's going to have some insane phantom. It's going to be hard to stray from the lat as well. But again, we are on seamless. You are going to have that ability to just go for those strafes as well. Oh, the standing R1 comes through there, and the L1, sorry, comes through there, and the off-axe there, just to try and keep Mantis honest. But that whiff there nearly cost him. Tries to go for that standing R1, expecting the rolling attack to come through, and there you have it, just getting that interrupt. The Halberd here is purely an ornament here in this matchup, I reckon. It's there for very simple interactions. It's that off-axe that has to do so much of the work. But look at that there, tries to go for the backswing, just not quite able to make it. The range not quite there. But Poisson has quite the substantial lead. But as we've seen, that lead can be thrown away so quickly with just a couple of interactions. And the flaming strike comes through, not quite able to connect, and that recovery is going to be punished there as Poisson tries to go in for that nice little bit of pressure. Good fake out there on the side of Mantis, but could have stayed in there and tries to force in that little bit of pressure. Forced back though is Poisson. Goes for the jump R2, which is a brave move. That jump R2 is so risky. It has so much recovery. Even if the angle of the attack is pretty good, it's just so slow. The standing R1 gets the trade though. Poisson is on death's door. So is Mantis. This is one hit away. I take that back. It's 2 hits away. We do see this. Will we see the swap over? We do. Onto red versus blue here. Uh-oh. And funny, the red Mantis is on red. And the trick comes through.
No.
And Poisson takes the W. The W. What a match,
The
Sue.
back and forth was really, really good. I do think the Halberd has a slight edge because of the off-axe.
Yes.
I think it's a hard mix-up to read of when you can swing in or when you have to get out. So I do think maybe if Mantis played a little bit more passive, it might be easier. But yeah, it's really really nice back and forth, and Mantis had a great lead.
Yeah, that risk there that was taken in that jump R2 was really, really spooky. Like, you really do not want to be in a position where you're going to get that. And that trade there, all the way through here, all of these are scraps. Every single fight we've watched so far has been just so scrappy. Like,
Dogfight.
especially, yeah, the dogfight. Literally. Like, they're both going in, they're both taking some serious trades, some advantageous, some not, but I'm super stoked to see how this next one is going to go, Sue. Give us the count in at your leisure.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Allez, and the bolt is out. The physics drunk get some soup as we come out here, and both players are going to be chilling like villains here in that long neutral. We do see the standing R1s come out here on the side of Mantis, and tries to go for that running attack, which is definitely a good idea, just to keep our puts on here honest. But those off-axe hits are just doing so much work, and the super armor there on the jumps are just going to come in clutch here as well, you know, from the side of Mantis. Ooh, but Sue,
The offhand axe actually was able to hit the jump, which I think is interesting because of the wide swing. So it is really, really, it's a lot more dangerous than I expected actually up close.
yeah, the as well as that, the one of the risks of off-axe is that you can strafe it on unreasonable lat, which is super
Yeah.
super spooky, but it's still really really strong. You go for that standing, or you can go for that standing L1 there, and you can just, oh, beautiful roll catch there, and the flaming strike
Nice
comes through and through the fire, and the flames, and R1 comes out, but it is going to whiff unfortunately. But the off axe is definitely good. I personally still like off dagger a hell of a lot for the fact that it is just super low recovery. Are we gonna? Oh, he stab grab is so tragic on the side of Poisson, but he's forced back. Oh, I just. Had that been able to land, that would have been juicy damage here. But the trade comes through here, evening it out. But unfortunately, Hassan, he just swings.
Oh my god.
Axe crazy here. Off, just that off axe just does so much work here. Okay, that's some good BM. That is some really good BM.
Jesus.
Ooh, a little bit of BM. Jeez Louise. Very nice show.
I mean, I know the two-handed halberd R1 is pretty slow, but I'm surprised to I'm not seeing that a little bit more. I guess because Poisson is right now it's how he's playing is working out for him, but I would think that he would try to use the hyper a little bit more often. I've been seeing him like two-handed, just not as much as I would expect.
Yeah, the two-handed halberd is really interesting. I don't think it's very good, but it's a nice boom surprise. Deal with this now,
yeah,
please.
Exactly.
Which is very, very nice. And it can catch people off guard. The crouch R1s aren't terrible. You can wave dash with it, and you can manage to dead angle it and do some decent work. But that's reliant on the other person not playing reactively and playing off of reads. So, bit of this, bit of that. You can run out of it. You can do the run R1s as a mix out of it. But I think that the off axe is doing 90% of the work here, as it should. But Sue, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Give us a count in.
3, 2, 1.
Good catch, good catch. But either way, we're going to see Poisson taking center right off the bat here. And we are going to see, Mantis playing a very careful game here all the way through. Is going to be anti-aired, and the flaming strike comes through there. Good mix-up there instead of going for the off-axe and instead going for that 50-50 with the flaming strike. Because that's something that Poisson has been doing very frequently through those matches. They've been going for that off-axe, and now to finally mix it up, that's really how you play halberd. You play off of the dispositions of your opponent, and you try and do your calculus as to, okay, this would be the smart thing to do here. I go for a flaming strike now, which is really how you could do it. As all halberds do. Sorry, I'm just gonna halberd mains going on rants about halberds and how cool they are. I'm sorry. I'll some Venetian guard tech here, as we are gonna see force back now once again. We are gonna see that interrupt there. Good sword dance, good attempt, but just not quite able to make that connection. Good jumping attack there, but the off axe going axe crazy here. Not quite able to make any of those hits, but definitely kept Mantis honest here. But Mantis is quite the lead so far, but that is slowly but surely going to be evening out as we see that L1 R1 to try and stop those rolling attacks coming through. Good using the magma grease there to try and get extra damage. I do wonder if the lightning grease would be a better option just for that extra AR, but you know, if it's not broken, don't break it. It looks cool, don't care. Force back in now once again. We are going to see. Goes for that sword dance. Is going to whiff from Kilo, but the good rollouts here on the side of Poisson. This is classic Halberd play, but how's the Great Cat play holding up here, Suwu?
I think the Great Cat's actually holding up okay. I just think that Mantis is getting a little unlucky with some of the jumps and the interrupts, as well as the hand axe is really hard to deal with, and especially because Mantis is trying to jump away, and the hand axe is still catching that.
For sure. And again, that off-axe is really, really strong right now. Oh my god, Pasana's on death's door! Almost gets hit by that standing R1. One tap away here, but can he bring it up? He's a flame strike and a bit, and a decent mix here from actually taking this one back as we see these empty jumps coming out here from Mantis. Oh, and the standing R1 is going to connect. Gee.
That was a really good wait. Or delay, I guess I should say.
But both of them work. You know, a bit of column A, a bit in column B. I think you could get away with saying either. But that is putting Mantis on the scoreboard right now. And, you know, not quite as dominant. A good comeback attempt here on the side of Poisson. But, you know, Poisson, mon ami. Ah, tout à l'heure. I don't know. What would... Can I even remember any Gaelic? Can I do Gaelic?
On chat.
Ní higa makara. Oh, fuck, what is it? I can't remember any Gaelic. Never mind. Oh, 12 years of education wasted. But either way, we are going to see both of our contestants in and ready to go. Suwusari, are you ready to give us the count in?
I'm ready. 3, 2, 1.
Spot on. There we go. We do have the physics here from both of our players. We are going to see the magma grease on the Great Cat mirror. Not content with the halberd. Interesting choice. And I do believe that both of them are on the base Great Cat here.
This is really an interesting swap from Halberd to the Great Cat. Yeah, I'm curious to see why Poisson did that. But I guess for the Ash, maybe?
Perhaps. I think but I do wonder, it's like Flamestrike Halberd is so goddamn good. Like, obviously you had a bad match, but the sword dance comes out there, tries to get that interrupt there, good roll out there on the side of Poisson. Mantis is going to be clipped, but not shipped yet. There's a bit of health bar to go yet. Both sides relatively even within 200 HP of each other here all the way through. And we're going to see Poisson here going for a whiff from neutral, maybe trying to go for a run attack there, but the input Q did not quite manage. Oh, good interrupt here from Mantis.
Oh, the jump R2 missed.
Yeah.
On the end of Poisson.
That was tragical game out, as I believe is the technical term there. But we are going to see that standing R1 come through there. Goes for that trade, not quite able to... Poisson is still behind, but by a fairly moderate margin. You're a couple of R1s away pretty much from this. Although that gap has now widened by a considerable margin. Force back in now once again. We do see the R2 come out there on the side of Mantis, but not quite able to get enough damage out of that. We do see... That didn't hit. Oh my god, I'd be punching drywall. I would be punching drywall after that one. Good attempt at the run R2 there, but it's not quite able to connect. Force back in there. We do see a roll out there on the side of Poisson. Nicely done there. We do see this. Force back in now once again. We do see both players chilling like villains here in this neutral. Poisson is very far behind. The trade goes through. Ooh. In comes the sword dance. Is it going to be enough? Close but not cigar. The ashes here. Sword dance is interesting on this Great Katsu. Do you think that this is perhaps a better option? No, it doesn't really matter as the trade comes through.
I think sword dance is actually not a bad idea at all for a great katana. I mean, clearly Mantis is showing pretty good prowess with it. But I don't. There might be some other ashes. I can't exactly. I mean, like obviously you have flame strike and stuff like that. But I think the sword dance is good on the Great Cat due to the range that it gets. And it deceives people. So they may roll the initial one, but not expect the second one to hit. And because of how long it is, it hits.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much it complements the moveset though. I do wonder, but obviously having the hyper armor there is a huge boon for the regular Great Cat. But Flaming Strike again plays so well with those mix-ups, and the range on Great Cat as well, as you mentioned, also complements it quite heavily as well. I think it could be down to a preference thing, but we will soon find out as we move on into this last match after that horrible trade there on that last one. Jeez Louise. Alright, so we'll give us the count in, bestie.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom! And both of our players are going for the respective buffs. Chilling now, we see that Poseidon is doing a good job of just consistently taking center and forcing Poseidon into compromising positions. That I think I really want to point that out. Once you take center, you force the other person at the corner, and then just restricting their movement at all or forcing them to have to engage to try and break out of it, just like that there, is really, really strong. And we see that there, managing to get that Interruptus Poseidon, but not managing to get Le Vortex out of it there as well. And we do see both of our players now chilling back again, and you see Poseidon here once again forcing Mantis into the far corner there. And that is again, corner pressure might be semi-dead, but it's still useful in the sense of that you can use it to your advantage in the sense of it limits their movement. That is really the core key of it, as we see these back and forths going through neither side necessarily able to land very much of anything. Good mind game there on the side of Mantis, but not quite able to land. The anti-air comes out there. Unfortunately, Mantis has been put into a little bit of a one-man more vortex and forced back now once again, as we see yet again those just the forcing rolls here. Neither side necessarily able to get a particular edge, although Poseidon still does have that non-zero lead, which is now evening out within 100 HP in the sword dance.
Double sword dance.
Oh my god, the bleed proc! Did that... Wait.
Oh.
Did that tear skip?
Did that tear skip?
I think that okay. We have to go back. Alright, hang on a second. Hang on a frickin' second here. We need to see this round again. I don't care. You're kidding me.
Oh.
I'm actually curious. Was there a tear skip there?
Yeah. I think it was a tear skip. That's so unlucky.
That's pretty funny. That's actually pretty funny. Oh no. Mantis, I apologize, but that's hysterical if that's how that happened. Hang on. Let's yeah, there was some really around now, both players started getting an awful lot of hits in there. I'm sorry, Mantis. Oh my god.
I want to say at least I did really like Mantis' sword dance into I think it what was it sword dance into?
The sword dance into sword dance there.
It was sword dance.
All right,
and then
yeah, it was. Was that that was a tear skip? Oh no,
unlucky.
All right, well we're on 3 right now. It is still a first to 4. Can Mantis bring it back? That is going to be the real question here. Oh dear, can Mantis bring this one back? 3, 2. This might go to match point, Suwu. I'm fairly convinced of it.
It might. I would not be surprised at all.
I'll give us the count in then, and let's see how this one pans out.
3, 2, 1.
Allez. And there we have it. The bolt is out. The physics are drunk. The players are chilling. And yet again, we see just that immediate aggression here on the side of Poussin. Good positioning here. Tries to force Mantis out. Mantis forced to go for that jump or one to get out of that corner. Is going to be hit though, unfortunately. Managing to get a tasty amount of pressure there. Goes for an empty jump. Tries to go for a follow-up there. Not quite... Both sides really... The amount of presses here that are running through Suwu is kind of interesting. And they're not really getting all that much out of it. We are going to see that empty jump down once again. Unfortunately... is going to be from Kilo, but we do see the tally swaps come through there. Back up to full here with the we might see a swap. I was going to say we might see a swap over to sword. Oh, that backstab grab is tragic. Thinking she could actually get that interrupt there, not quite able to make it. Forced back out now is Poisson, who is now going to be chilling now in the corner himself. Not really willing to trying to stand in there, and the sword dance comes through into the R2, not quite able to connect. Empty jump there into a standing R1. We do not see the follow-up there. Good mind games coming out from Poisson as he manages to get that tasty amount of damage in. Forced back out now once again is, of course, Mantis, who does manage to get a bit of damage here, evening it out by 300 HP. Mantis, not wanting to get tier skipped by the bleed proc yet again, is forced back now once again. She's keeping a very high spacing here. Has to be careful, but that interrupt evens it out. Back up again, 300 HP in the favor of Poisson, 900 to 700. This could go either way, and the trade comes through. Mantis is behind. We see the interrupt on the sword dance, but it's now evened out. She is not out of the woods yet, though.
Crystal dagger.
Sorry, no, will there be a gun kill today, ladies and gentlemen? It remains to be seen as we see both players here chilling like villains in neutral. Forced back out now once again. We see the running attack, and Mantis evens it out.
Nice. Holy moly.
And it goes
beautiful
to a match point. Sue, what are your thoughts on that round?
That was really, really, really well done by Mantis to bring that back like that. Just amazing plays. No comments other than that.
Yeah, I liked that Mantis really asserted herself midway through. She took some risks, which were early on in the round. And true, it took a while for the payback on them. But we see this now. We see just this very, very close play. It's... Oh, never mind. I actually put the wrong one on. But you know what? It's something pretty to watch. We'll do it next time. It's saved. That's a YouTube short anyway.
I did want to say that...
Yes.
I think it was nice because Mantis was also trying to contest with Poisson in the center there. So instead of staying at the corner, she was actually trying to contest that. And I also wanted to say that with the corner pressure, you said it a couple matches ago that it's kind of non-existent in a way, which is true. But I think it's more mental pressure because it kind of makes them think that the person in the center is like in charge of the situation, you know?
Yeah, the psychology of the players unearthed, ladies and gentlemen. But we will see now in a second how this next which could be the last match, unless it's a reset. Suwu, give us the count in. 3, 2, 1. Nailed it. And we have both of the players going for their physics. Speaking of contesting center here, makes an attempt and then immediately runs off here. Mantis doing an exceptional job there of rolling out. Does take a little bit of damage there. We're not seeing a tally swap. Maybe a little bit too afraid of getting punished there from Kilo. Maybe off that whiff. No. Oh, there we have it. We do see it, but unfortunately we're not quite in. Sword. Nice good call out though on the side of Poisson, who is going to eat a sword dance for their troubles. Forced back now once again. We are going to see Poisson now move out there, try and get their tally swaps themselves, as we see now both players going for that spear tally, which is of course going to get them that extra little bit of damage on counter hits, which is going to be very important here. You do not want to lose those trades, any of them that do happen, or even just as a whiff punish tool to be able to get that. Counter frames do be that way, as we are going to see. Oh, speaking of counter frames, the sword dance comes out and she rolls in, tries to go for the roll in, but the follow-up comes out, keeps her honest. Both players now with very, very good health advantage here, but will we see Poisson lose it here on this one? Forced back now once again. We are going to see the crouch R1. Sword dance interrupted there. Good call out there on the side of Poisson. Both sides now. We do see these empty jumps here from neutral. Not going to be called out. Good running attack, but it is going to be from Kilo. Forced back in now. Goes for that, but it is going to be rolled out by the side of Poisson. Both players, we see it even out slowly but surely. The panic rolls comes through, but she does manage to get her composure. Is going to eat a little bit of damage there. Actually managing to get a hit there, but the trades evens out very much so. But we still have the tier here from the side of Poisson. Good attempt to pressure there, but is going to attempt to pressure it. Good hit there. Both sides now within a hair's breadth of each other. 100 HP in the difference, less even. Force back in now once again. Force back now once again. We do see the run attack, not quite able to make it. Rolls out there. Good interrupt there on the side of Mantis. Is she going to be able to get that pressure? She feigns it. She moves back out. I can't blame her for backing off here. Both players are pretty much neck and neck. Good interrupt. And the follow-up there. And that's going to be Mantis.
Good job, Mantis. That was a gorgeous last mix-up. I also wanted to say that was a really good turnaround, too. About halfway through with the running R2, you were able to do a 180. I don't know if that was the lock-on or if you did that, but that was really, really nice.
Yeah, we might, as people get more comfortable with that setup, Suwu, we are going to see an awful lot more people move over towards unlocked play with Great Cats, which I think is huge.
I think, you know how on Uggs, when I do that, like that weird crouch turnaround, and it like slows it down?
Yes.
And it makes the animation look really weird. I wonder how that would do on the running attack on the Great Katana.
Yeah, it's going to be something that's going to be worth playing around with, surely, all the way through these rounds here. But again, it's with how small the community is, and this isn't a slight to anyone, believe me. It's just the nature of the beast. It takes people a little bit longer to kind of look how long Twin Blade was slept on. For instance.
Yeah.
And I think it can be deceiving as well. I do want to point that out. You look at something like Twin Blade and you're like, okay, this kind of plays like a Bloodborne setup, but it's weird because there's poison involved. I don't know if I really like this. It's cool for Arena. And then you've seen the slow development over months of Braun and a few other people move on and actually do it. I'm curious to see what that looks like on Great Cat, and I'm curious to see where in 2 or 3 months' time, when all's said and done, where that setup is going to lie. That's what I'm super stoked to see, as time moves on.
I think the setup might actually move pretty fast, considering that most of these, pretty much all these players are using Great Cat or have at least a little bit throughout this tourney. So I think that as they get more invested in the PvP, that they can definitely bring a lot of interesting tech or mix-ups or just interesting ways to use the Great Cat.
Yeah, and it's not only Great Cat as well. I want to point out some of the tech es Verboten, the wonderful showing of the shield bash attack. Weird stuff like that you might not think on might actually be actually kind of decent. Very, very decent stuff. And I'm going to be super stoked. I'm very good. Congratulations to Mantis for getting into top 2. As I mentioned, there is going to be a beginners champion tourney shortly. And a reminder to everyone, the winners of previous tourneys, or the top 2 from previous tourneys, will be eligible for the future the intermediate tourney, which is going to be hopefully in the next couple of weeks. I just need to find a time and date to actually get that set up. So, we will be in touch with everyone. And this has been, you've played a blinder, Mantis. Very, very good stuff. And I'll be hosting more tourneys on the side as well. I think there's another tournament next weekend, and I think I'm busy, so we might not be next, but we'll definitely be doing another one shortly. This has been absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, we're on the finals match between Alter and Mantis. Just waiting for someone to get in world here very quickly, I think. Yeah, it's just Alter. I think we're waiting on. I'm not sure.
I think Alter just loaded up the game. I got a Steam notification.
Magnificent. All right, well, just as you say it, he's here.
Yep.
What a tourney though, folks. And I just want to say some of these matches were very good. If you're interested in rewatching some of these, they'll be snipped up and uploaded onto the old YouTube. So be sure to check out the YouTube there. And if you're interested in joining the beginners bracket yourselves, please do hop in the Discord if you're not already there. We welcome everyone across varying different... Oh, the PNGs are out. That's pretty funny. GG's that. Let's take a quick look at the builds here.
Great Cats once again.
Great Cats again. Fuck. Well, you know what? If you they're definitely a pretty popular setup. That's for sure. They're powering
Party
up.
and communist cuts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting ready to go. Suwu, give us the count in for this, the finals. The best of 9, it should be. Hang on a second, let me fix that real quick. Best of 9, Suwu, give us the count in.
3, 2, 1.
All right, Alter in blue, Mantis in red. Both players here going for their respective buffs. Both players chilling and like villains. We're seeing this. Maybe this is a playstyle thing from the side of Mantis, but we've seen this pretty frequently. That she kind of gives the center right off the bat. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I was gonna say, I think since Wasam was actually playing pretty similar to staying in the center,
Mm-hmm.
I think Mantis might be able to handle it a lot better now. But she definitely does give a lot of space to them and kind of gives them that center. I think she just wants to get in and out with the poke, so that's why she's
Yeah.
giving it to them.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing that come out there. She's actually getting some really good work in on it there. I'm not sure if I know it is working. I was terrified that our overlay might have been bugged, but no, it turns out that Alter just had not been hit there. And Mantis has taken a considerable amount of damage. Good interrupt there on the side of Alter. Going for that Raksasha. Oh my god, he gets the... Uh-oh. Is it going to tier skip? Is it going to tier skip? No. 800 to 500. Still a life lead here in the favor of Alter. Forced back in now. Once again, we're going to see both of our players chilling. We do see that opportunity to go for that ballast there on the side of Alter. Not going to be punished. Mantis is taking more damage. Forcing pressure there. Both players are very, very close here. Only a couple of exchanges to each. Both of them pretty much. Forced back in now. Red feather here on the side of Mantis, which I think is definitely the safer play. Could have gone for a follow-up or one. Alter is very low. He's put back an Alter.
It missed. It missed. The 0-1 missed.
Oh my god. Good frickin' round. Alter takes the first stock of this finals. Is this going to be how this one is going to go? Beautiful play here from the side of both of them.
I wonder if this will be another match point.
It would not shock me if it was, and it does seem as though I'm having some trouble here with the fancy overlay shenanigans, but no, definitely one hell of a match. Definitely one hell of a round. I'm super stoked for this next one, Sue. This is going to be amazing.
I really, really enjoyed Mantis's empty jump into the running R2, which called Alter. I really, really liked that. I don't know why. I just thought that was really nice.
No, there was some good players for sure, but count us in for the next round, Suusuri.
3, 2, 1.
Allez, and there we have it. We are going to see Alter here looking to, again, just that taking that positional advantage right off the bat, ceding a bit of ground whenever she does elect to aggress, and managing to get absolutely vortexed here. Not quite able to make it out here, and that Raksasha is definitely doing a phenomenal job. Force back in here, some wiggles here. Neutral, Mantis actually taking an awful lot of damage. Is going to take another bit of damage. Is she going to get the counter pressure in? No, it's going to whiff completely. Alter electing to try and bit of counter pressure in there as well. Tries to force in that bit of pressure. Goes for a standing R1. Goes for a running attack. It's not going to connect. Tries to go for the follow-up, but it's just not quite able to connect. Standing R1 there to try and get that punish. Good mind games coming out here from the side of Alter. Not quite able to go for it. Standing R1. Getting the bleed proc as well.
Beautiful.
That's huge. Force back into center. Now we are going to see this running R1 come out there. They just try to keep up any little bit of pressure that they can. Keeping just Alter is so has he been hit yet?
It looks like he was, because he didn't swap his life rate.
Tries to go for that R2. He's definitely been hit now. Force back in now. Once again, we are going to see Alter there trying to chill there in neutral, going for those ring swap, the tally swap, sorry. Forcing the trade there. Tries to keep up that pressure. Alter doing a great job of just playing it slow, playing it safe, keeping the aggression he has. Those standing R1s are pretty safe here on the block cancel, and they have some decent range. Keeps that up. Good roll out there after the counter pressure attempt there from Mantis. Does alleviate the pressure, but she is so far behind currently that this is going to be a rough... This is quite the hill to climb. Force back now once again. We are going to see that jumping attack come through. Oh, there you go.
Oh, this thing to the weed cutter. Wow.
Weeds
that was gorgeous, Alter.
Have been whacked 2-0.
Oh, we just got some subs.
You know, thank you so much, Ando. I deeply appreciate you. Very, very nice stuff. I appreciate you so much for the support today, guys. You've been insane. But hopefully we haven't missed the playback by me being too nice to people. We can actually watch the last round. Nope, that is still not it. Why is that doing that? Hold up.
Alter kept really good pressure. I don't think the normal Great Cat is gonna... Mantis might have to use the Rush-a-sha-sha-sha.
The
Just
Shasha.
for that hyper.
The hyper definitely is coming in clutch, but again, we need to see that use of the weapon arts, and Alter isn't really giving her
Yeah.
a chance to actually like use that
Yeah, it's
utility.
way too much pressure.
And it's very selective pressure as well. I mean, look at this. He'll roll out, he'll wait a
Hmm.
minute, he'll kind of wait for that perfect moment to actually come in and do what he needs to do. And there again, once again, he tries to, and maybe perhaps going for a Q or run R1 to try and get that follow up. But yeah, he's doing an exceptional job of getting that. And Heavenly One, I agree,
Yeah.
Sword Dance isn't fast enough. Yeah, but even your Flaming Strikes and stuff like that, I think that that might be the key here. Maybe using a different Ash of War, maybe any
She
Ash of War to get some form of utility out of it.
she might benefit from, again, hard swapping. That might be something that the Great Cat, the normal one, can definitely benefit from, is hard swapping for different ashes.
Yeah, for sure. And I do see Heavenly One with the Rax Hyper Armors, the Flame Strike. It's when you use it. That's the important part. But either way, Suwu, are you ready to go?
Yes.
Count us in,
Three,
bestie.
2, 1.
I'll lay on the button there as we see the buffs coming out again. Alter keeping that 2-0 lead here. It's going to be a long best of 9. We may see some adaptations here come out on the side of Mantis. I wouldn't say it's Ogre yet, but we are going to see that, oh, that pivot there could have been tragic, but not going to be punished here by the side of Alter, who forced back. The standing R1 comes out there, able to press with impunity. That wasn't even hyper armor coming through there. That was just realizing he had the interaction benefit there. Smart play is here from the side of Alter. Goes for that. He's going to go for those. He's actually waggling at her. Oh my god. Trying to force out those rolls.
Nice R2.
And Mantis managing to take a crazy amount of damage there. Forced back in now once again. We are going to see that attempt. Good punish there once again. Sword Dance comes through there. Not quite able to make any bit of leeway there on that one. Whiffed each time. We do see on. There you go. Getting that Bleed Bolus off once again. Not able to make Magic Strike twice with that one is Mantis from that last round. But force back now once again. Goes for that. Managing to get a very nice interrupt there on the run attack there, but not quite able to do it. Force back in now once again. Good rollouts there again from the side of Mantis. Alter? Alter's been pretty beat up here. And the beatdown is starting to begin. She actually goes for the mash!
Oh my gosh.
Nicely done here on the side of Mantis. Alter is striking from behind here, but he's not quite able to make it. Force back in now once again. The standing R1s come out. Oh my god, Le Vortex comes through. The roll catches for days. Force back up, trying to get that bit of bleed build up. Trying to reassert herself. She had pressure. Maybe resetting on account of stamina. I don't know if Mantis has been playing GS2 here, but managing to get that interrupt there. Force back now. 400 HP to 600 plus a tier. Oh, that's tragic. Not able to get it in the Sword Dance. Is going to whiff and going to be punished here on the side of Mantis. Alter might actually be able to bring this one back. Force back. Good rollouts though on the side of it. The counter pressure came through, but not able to get any bit of aggression out of it. Here's the side of Mantis. This is rough, Suwu. Alter is very low, but we're seeing in these interactions, she's not capitalizing, and the R2 comes through, manages to get the interrupt. It's fast standing R1. No way. No how. No way. No how.
Hyper.
Alter.
Also the blue tally.
That'll do it. Alter by a hair's breadth manages to take that other stock. There ain't no way. There ain't no way. What the hell? That's can we get a tragical gamer in chat real quick?
Tragic gamer.
Man, look at that though. But like Suwu, that could have gone down. Like, is it just a mental difference here? What's going on? I'm so confused. Usually it's EU mental that plays puck in tourneys.
I mean, it could be mental because Mantis has had to do more matches, kind of back to back. So I think she might be a little bit tired. But also, Alter's just keeping so much pressure that I think Mantis is just struggling a little bit because she can't get that Ash off.
Yeah,
but this match, she had a really, really great lead, and the mashing was a good idea.
The mash actually nearly won that far as well, which is quite curious as well. But one of the things that I will say that Alter is doing is he's been very selective with that pressure. Very, very selective.
Yes.
And he's picking his moments, and then he goes ham, and then he's like, okay, Stam's down. I'm down. I'm overextending here. Time to chill. Time to move back and chill. But either way, round 4. Go for it, Suwu.
3, 2, 1.
Leg. We're getting good at this. We're actually getting the timing spot on every way.
Yeah.
And we are going to see it here. Both players are going to go for just this nice passive start here. You know, you just want to feel your opponent out. But I say that. Caster's Curse comes out and Alter's already in there. Standing R1 is a beautiful punish there on the attempted jump attack. Unfortunately, Mantis is going to walk directly back into it. We're not going to see any damage on the board there. But a good attempt. Yeah, it's definitely alleviated the pressure there just a little bit, forcing that rollout. Oh, we're going to see Mantis trying to get that frame trap there. Is the side of Alter managing to land a little bit of the weed cutter. Goes for a running attack there.
Gets the bolus.
And he does get it, but unfortunately that build-up is going to be insane. Mantis is getting low. That tier proc so early. Tries to go for that roll catch. Alter is just doing a really good job there of just picking his moments, but that jump there over the top there. Over the top she goes, but not getting any value out of it. Late press there. An earlier press might have been able to actually get that punish. Force back. Oh, Mantis takes that. Jumping attack herself, though. Alter's chilling like a villain here, going for that weed whacker. Utilizing...
Whoa.
He's utilizing the hyper armor, exactly what you need to. Actually managing to get the poke there from that pressure. He's keeping up that pressure. And that's a 4-0 lead.
Alter. That pressure is insane. I don't even know how you would deal with that, honestly.
I was going to say she has a wife and kids, but I'm not sure about that one. But she's a husband and kids, possibly. I'm not, you know, whatever works. But yeah,
Listen, it's a free world.
The amount of pressure that Alter's actually able to output here. And you know, I'll say it, I said it before, I'll say it again. Absolutely exceptional stuff here. Mantis is finding those moments to get the counter pressure, but she's not capitalizing enough on it. And I don't know, and I understand why. It's like, you have a Rakshasha that has that hyper armor. It's mind-breaking. It's like, oh, whenever I press, he's hyper armor, so what do I do?
Wow.
I feel it.
Especially since he knows how to choose his aggression moments. He knows how to get out of pressure, and then Alter quickly reverses the pressure to Mantis. So it's hard to pick those moments. I completely understand Mantis's potential issue here of not being able to or being worried about playing into the Rashashasha.
Oh, but I'm going to be real here. We've seen it happen before. May happen again. Is the reverse sweep incoming here for Mantis? Remains to be seen. Suwu, give us the count in, bestie.
3, 2, 1.
Kaboom. And both players are going for the respective physics. The Wiggles here in neutral. Alter's doing a decent job of chilling like a villain here, just out of distance. Sticking to those corners here, just running around the edge of his spacing is the side of Mantis. She has to respect that hyper armor, can't blame her. But now we see those attempted assertions there. But we're seeing here what Alter's doing. He's winning the neutral engagement, and it's coming in so clutch, as we are going to see. Once he wins that neutral, he just goes to town. Forced back in now once again. Mantis is doing a decent job here of trying to just do those runarounds here all the way across. Forced back in. We're finally seeing that the sword dance comes out, but it is going to be rolled up with the side of Alter. Could have had a press there as the side of Mantis, but she didn't go for it. And there we go. The funny tracking comes out there on the side of the Grey Cat, and actually that on back crouch are those follow-up R1s. It is going to be Mantis who wins it. Keeps up there, resets to neutral there, not quite able to do it, goes for an empty jump. Oh, the weed whacker comes out there, it's not quite able to make it. You know, at least the lawn is going to be well cut here on the arena here, you know. It does have some
no more weeds. All the weeds are gone.
Forced back in now once again. We are going to see good strafing attempts there. Good press, but just a little bit too late there on the side of Mantis. Actually managing to get that damage through. She's not out of it yet. And forced back in is going to be a roll cut though. And the frame trap comes through into the second swing there. Alter is doing an exceptional job here all the way through. Keeping up that pressure. Forced back in now. Oh no.
The hefty pot.
The pot into a trade. Pot? The Barker bomb bait comes out. And he actually manages to get a decent amount of pressure out of that. He hasn't taken the win yet, as both sides still do have their tier and 500 extra health to his favor, but that's a couple of R1s away. Force back now. Once again, we see the running attack come through, and you see that he's won the neutral game. He's playing off the whiffs. He's looking for that pressure. However, it's evened out now by a fairly substantial margin, and the mash comes through. Are we going to see the follow-up? No. Good patience from Altered, though. He just stands there and waits. Force back now, wins the neutral engagement once again, and is just going to go to ham. And that's what's happening here. Every single time, good spacing here on the side of Mantis. Not quite able to pressure, but doesn't manage to get any gains off of that pressure. Once again, she is going to have her tier procced. Both sides are now down their tiers, and the Weed Whacker comes through. She trades, and unfortunately the Bleed Proc comes through.
Not the Bleed. Oh.
And Alter.
Really good fight.
Njolter takes the win. Let's take a look at that again. Suwu.
That boy power.
What a round.
Man, that was Mantis definitely did try her best there. That was a really good lead at the start. Just Alter's insane pressure and patience is just really well done.
Just like, I think this is a great example. This is a great example, I think, Suwu, of understanding when you're safe to aggress. This has been a masterclass in that. Alter understood that off of the whiffs, once he wins neutral, now is my opportunity. I go in for a few. Once I've missed, I've whiffed or something, I'm going to roll that back, reset to neutral, and then hopefully play the same thing again. You know, kudos to him. That was a masterclass in that. And, you know, I just want to say GG's to Alter. Mantis played very, very patient. She played patience. She understood it. The only thing that didn't catch her was just not recognizing when it was safe to continue the aggression. And again, with that hyper armor on the rack, it can be very, very difficult. And, you know, you have to play off your hard reads there as well. And let's be honest, Alter's been playing on ladder for a while. Even if he hasn't made that, you know, semi spot in a while, if he's never made that semi spot, he does run around them. He plays against all those players. So, you know, Mantis was definitely the dark horse in that one, but
I think
they can't all be dreams. Sometimes they have to be dreams. Go on, Suwu.
I think Mantis should definitely watch this match back.
For real.
And study it. Definitely study this match, Mantis. Like, you played really, really well this tourney, and even though, you know, you ended up winning, like, you really should look back at this match and use it to kind of see what you could have done and get some pointers. There's plenty of people in the community that would be willing to look over this and give you pointers, and I definitely suggest that.
Definitely send some of the DMs, a DM to some of the coaches that are in the initiate thing. I think that, like, you played an absolute blinder there, but I think that might have actually been one of my favorite matches that just happened there, Suwu. I think that might have actually gone up there. It was really fun. You had a really nice back and forth, scrappy. All of the matches this tourney have been just so goddamn scrappy, and, you know,
really, really good plays.
Yeah, but what was your, you know, as we've done all the way through it, Suwu, what has been your favorite match as we shout you out again?
Well, this one definitely is up there. This was a really, really nice match to watch. Just both. It's just like you said, perfect masterclass on aggression and when to aggress. But I think my favorite match was when the whip, for sure. Just the pure whip terrorism on Kiwasao's ends was fun to watch.
Now we are at the end of the beginners bracket, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an absolute pleasure casting this, and I just want to give a special thank you to Suwusuri. Could not have done this without you. What is your Twitch name now?
Snuff V.
Snuff. Okay, I couldn't think of it. There we go. Fuck's sake. Oh, I apparently have to wait 9 minutes before I can give you another shout out. That's terrible. But either way, lads, it has been an absolute pleasure. It has been an absolute pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, casting this today. You all played an absolute blinder. Congratulations to both Alter and Mantis for being our champions for this evening, and a good thank you for Poisson, who absolutely played a very very solid. Poisson, monsieur, Poisson. Ah, mademoiselle, le poisson dans le... Oh, what the fuck is river? Oh, God.
Like a STEM word. Poisson.
But either way, ladies and gentlemen, while we find someplace to raid, Sue, you get the last word this tourney.
Well, last words. I think I already have my last word set, and you have to play that.
That is true. Well, we'll get to those now in just a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, from me and everyone here, thank you so much for putting on a hell of a show. Bye-bye.
Curse you, Baal! I hereby vow you will rue this day. Behold, a true Drake warrior, and I, Egon, your fear made flesh. Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will riddle with holes your rotten hide, with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.